grown.
Question.
Yas.
Should I fade after I turn the camera on and before?
Fade after.
After.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. What are you talking about, dude? These are bops, son.
I'm just saying.
These them bops.
Bop's coming in.
Bob.
Bob's coming at you.
Everybody.
Yo. What up, folks?
Welcome to the
Wake
show.
up, Scott.
I'm awake.
Wake
God
up,
damn it.
man.
I'm awake.
Come on. Fire it up,
I'm
boy.
here. I'm
Boy.
here. I'm here. We're all here. We're all
all
together. We're
All
here.
together.
We're present.
Yes.
I'm Scott.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Trey.
What
Wait a
up,
minute.
bitches? Welcome to the chat room. PKL38.
Hey, what's up?
Yo.
Also,
Thank you
thanks
for
for
the
the
follow.
follow.
Thank
Yeah.
you for the
Yes.
follow. Welcome to the family.
Our
Yeah, welcome to the
latest
Squid
member.
Odd.
Oh, hey.
This week we're talking about Raccoon Nui.
Rakunui was wonderful.
Yes. It's like, you mean Ratatouille? No.
No, the raccoons.
Raccoon Goonie.
Oh, we're actually talking about everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah.
We're going to
New-
do that literally. We're going to talk about everything and everywhere, and we're going to talk
all
about
at
it all
once.
at once.
We're just
All
going
at
to talk
once.
over each
So
other
it's
the
just
entire
gonna be noise
episode.
the whole time.
As per
about it
usual.
Right now,
Yeah,
like
that's
what we're doing right
Right,
now.
like we
Like
tend to do.
Yeah, it's the normal. It's the normal.
We'll sing 3 different songs at the same time. That'll be fun.
Right. Whatever, dude. I'm still thinking about Hugh Jackman singing the national anthem in the
Oh,
shower.
Totally.
at the
What
top
the
of his
fuck?
lungs. Dude? I was sitting there. I was doing that. I was hanging out outside with baby girl last night, and
You
just
started singing.
the national
national
anthem. Yeah, you know, and I couldn't help but start to parodize at a certain point. It's
Yeah.
just like, it's like if someone put a gun to your head and was like, "Sing the national anthem," I think a lot of people would probably die.
Oh.
You know, they're gonna stumble at some point. You know, it's
Oh.
like, "Oh my god, I was like, can you sing Even the Dawn's Really?" Oh, then blam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should just sing it like Roseanne did.
You know,
You remember that?
I do not. What was
Well,
it?
you know Roseanne's voice.
Yes,
She
totally.
did that.
Right, totally.
Yeah. And the Rockets ring clear.
That's dope.
She just fucking yelled it. Yeah,
Oh,
it was,
yeah.
it was great. She sounded like Sam Kinison.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
And,
She was
and
just-
she probably didn't like put a whole bunch of extra notes. You know
No.
what I'm saying?
Hell
Because
no.
if you ever see like at the Super Bowl, or
Oh,
the
they
baseball-
like to.
Oh my
oh,
god!
yeah, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, say can you see? You know,
We don't need
people trying to sing along. They're just like, I
all
can't,
that
I can't.
portamento. I can't follow it.
Oh shit! Tell me about your week, Phil.
Well, a little disappointment.
Oh,
Not terrible, but just something. The other night, I got on the Oculus Quest because they had an update, and I haven't figured out how to do the thing that I was told you should be able to do, which is to record videos at a higher quality now, which obviously was a problem.
Oh god, that'd be brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
God.
See,
Oh,
there
my
you
God.
go.
Yes.
Coming in with the bangers. Roseanne and Steve Tyler.
Uh-huh.
And I noticed that they had Green Hell VR
Yes.
on the Quest.
Right.
And it's out on the PlayStation.
Uh-huh.
It's not out on PC yet.
Okay.
I'm going to buy it on Steam because
Right.
it's going to be the better looking version.
Of course.
You know?
Right.
And although, from what I've heard, both the Quest and the PSVR version are fine and they look good and they run well enough, you know?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this for PC, and popped over there, and they're like, expected this month. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Because I was right there. I was ready for it. I was ready to fight jaguars and, you know, build me a fort and then let the spiders poison me. You know, I was right there. And
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to wait another couple of days. But when that comes out, I'm gonna probably try to stream that and see if I can't get the Quest 2 functionality to work like it's supposed to.
Have you spent any time with Swordsman VR?
I don't have Swordsman.
I keep thinking about buying it because they
It looks
keep
really cool.
updating
Yeah.
it, dude. They
When it
keep
first
on-
came out, I was like, whatever, it's not
Right.
a big deal. But it actually looks really awesome.
it looks
Yeah.
great now.
It might be better than Blade and Sorcery.
Right.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They added like a kind of a level. I guess it's just like one right now, but it's like a single player mode.
Are you talking about Swordsman?
No, in Blade and
Oh,
Sorcery.
really? Okay.
Yeah, and it's weird. I don't know. It's The climbing in that game is not great, and there's this one part that you got to
So,
climb
like,
up a
the
thing.
hand
and-
over hand is
yeah,
what we're
yeah,
doing?
because it's so physics based that you get like this. It's the same problem with
Right.
Boneworks.
Yeah.
You try to climb stuff, and you realize that because they're trying to compensate for your entire body's physics, you pulling yourself up immediately like pushes you back down, and
Uh-huh.
you can push yourself away from stuff, and because you have the contact for every bit of your body, your elbow can fuck you up when you're trying to. It's just
Right.
yeah, it's cumbersome, man.
Yeah, it always gets weird at the pardon me, at the top of ladders, man. It's like when you're
Oh,
climbing
yeah.
up, it's fine, but it's all about just that
Right,
dismount.
because-
so
'cause
you
you
almost
gotta
have to
do this,
throw
like,
yourself. That's what I always do. I was
Right.
like, and just throw myself up. And so, yeah.
Yeah, see, I think what's the name of the game? Stormland.
Fract?
Stormland.
Um,
It's actually really similar to the Fract situation. So you
Uh-huh.
know how like with Fract you have that like grab an object and pull yourself around it, right?
Yeah.
And the climbing in Stormland kind of works the same way, except it's also got that to the top kind of distance grab thing going
Mhm.
on, right? But there's no ladders in that game. It's all just free climbing. But you can really fucking chunk yourself up a wall.
Right.
So when you get to the end and you throw yourself on top, it actually feels natural rather than in a lot of games where you get to the top of the ladder and
all
you're
of a sudden
going
the
like,
camera just
what does it want me to
shifts you
do?
up.
What is
Right.
it, you know?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's awkward.
Yeah.
It seems like climbing would be an immediate win, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It's the little things.
But
You
that's just a testament to the point that we're at with VR, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
seriously.
you
Yeah.
know, it's like now it's about those, like you said, those finer points of maneuverability, of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
mobility that we got to iron out in order to make things feel natural.
Right.
I wonder
We're
if they'll do
almost
some kind
there.
of thing with PSVR 2 where you can actually use the camera, but for body tracking.
Probably not. I think they're going to try to get away from using that camera.
Why is
for
that thing
much
a
of anything
stereo
but-
camera?
But streaming.
Why is it a stereo camera?
I don't know. I think it's just because that's what Sony does. Probably because they want to spy on us. You
They,
know?
they want to spy on
They
us
wanna-
twice as good.
Exactly. We don't want to miss a beat
Yeah.
because that microphone, dude, it'll pick up
Yeah.
like from like rooms away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I've had that happen. I'm just like, oh shit, I was in chat.
I keep that shit unplugged
Uh
all the time. Yeah.
I don't even know why I have that PS5 camera, to be honest with you.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's all right.
it's okay. I don't
it's
think
okay.
the image quality's that good.
It's really not.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think that the tools for it are that great. You know.
Oh yeah, just like but it's the same clip editor that you have, like for game clips, right? Isn't it the same?
Like for what do you mean, like
the editing
Share
so-
Factory?
yeah, Share Factory. That's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean,
You can still use Share Factory, but
Yeah.
I mean as far as just the tools that come with the toolkit for the
Like
camera
settings.
itself. Exactly.
Oh yeah,
There's
no,
not a
there-
lot.
There's
It's
nothing.
just like
there's
the camera's
fucking
on,
nothing. Yeah.
the camera's off. You know,
Mhm.
what do you want? So
Mhm.
it could have done more. But what up?
Yeah.
What up, Lime?
What up, Lime?
What it do?
Hey, what's up, Lime?
What
Sorry,
it
we're late.
do? Yeah, it's a bit late. You know, we got this.
Got
What about you, Scoots?
Not a lot. Keeping up with the new anime. That's about it. Spy X Family is really good.
I
One
was
episode.
getting excited. I'm like Spy versus Spy.
Ooh.
Like,
No.
Please,
Ah, no.
please, anime Spy
I wish.
versus.
I wish. No. This is really cool. You know, people who are spies have to be a family for a mission,
Oh, so it's like
and the little girl's an Esper.
man,
So
what?
she can read. She's telekinetic. She can read minds, and she's trying to keep the spy family from knowing she can read minds.
So she's the real spy.
And then hijinks ensue.
of course, yeah.
It's fun. And other than that, started watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes, the new Thesis, which is spelled really weird. Like they spelled the new Thesis. That's what I've heard people call it, but it's spelled like Die Nue These. You know, it's
Okay.
like DIENEUE THESE.
Okay, so it's like Latin or is that German? It sounds like German going into it. and
Yeah,
it's like they
I
just
mean, it
kind of
could
went-
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could be, but I don't know. Like people, I mean, the original, like, what, 110 episode series that they started in the 80s and finished in the 90s, like, that's like legendary status, and I've never watched it because it's always been so daunting,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
But now they've got like this remake series coming out that obviously cuts things out because it's shorter, but I was like, 12 episodes, I'll give that a shot.
Mm.
And fell in love with it because you don't get very many like legitimate space operas anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it's really good. A lot of political, intrigue, and look, both sides are just as bad.
Oh, yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
war is bad.
I love
Isn't
it.
war bad, guys?
Mhm.
Oh, look, spaceships.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know. It's good. It's good. It really makes me want to go back and actually watch the original. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah. You said it came out in the 80s, 90s?
the original, it was
Yeah.
like 1988 till 1997, and they were releasing it as like OVAs.
Okay, so
wow.
how many
Yeah.
is it then?
110 episodes.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's an investment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
seriously.
I mean, especially at the time because you had to buy the discs.
Oh,
Or the the VHSs individually.
for $45 a piece at
Probably.
Coconuts.
But one thing that I do kind of miss about that time period was like getting those VHSs.
They felt so special.
They really, really did.
Yeah.
And then, like, kind of like what they did with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
How they'd have like images.
Oh, on the side of 'em. Hell
And
yeah.
So if you collect them all, then you
Uh-huh.
get the
The
full
full
image.
image, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I always thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Looks good on
Wow.
the shelf.
I didn't even think about
Especially
that.
considering that by today's standard they would just stay on the shelf. So
Yeah, probably.
might as well look good.
Right. But yeah, I
Um,
mean, other than that, just continuing to play Chrono Cross.
Oh, yeah.
I finally got to. I've never finished that game.
Right. Okay.
I've never
Yeah,
finished
I don't
it.
think I've finished it either.
haven't either.
And I haven't even really gotten all that. Never really even got all that far. I
Oh.
think like the Viper Manor was about as far as I'd ever gotten, and I'm finally past that. So I'm in uncharted territory now. I
Everything's
don't know.
new.
I don't know what's going to happen. I probably wouldn't know what's happening anyway.
I don't remember
It's
shit
a very
about that game.
convoluted
Nope.
story.
Mm-mm.
Nope. I remember that it's not Chrono Trigger.
It
No,
is not
well,
Chrono Trigger.
that's probably
It's not
probably-
even trying to be.
that's
Nope.
honestly probably the worst part about it.
Oh, then it has Chrono
That
Trigger
it's
on
not.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what hit me when I first played Chrono Cross. I'm just like, I mean, it's cool.
It's hard to blame things
They
that
were
are
trying
Chrono
to do
Trigger for
something
not
different.
being Chrono Trigger.
Right.
though.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
I don't know. I do it all the time.
yeah.
This
It's just like-
this bottle of water over
It's
here.
not Chrono
it's
Trigger.
Not Chrono
It's not Chrono
Trigger.
Trigger.
Like a bullshit
Yeah.
ass.
I
What
feel
are
the same
you
way about
doing?
Xenogears, man. Like
Yeah.
after Xenosaga and
Oh,
all the
yeah.
different Xeno games,
Yeah.
I'm like, you're still not Xenogears.
None of them were
Yeah.
Xenogears.
Nah,
You're
man.
right.
You know?
That had a special place.
Yes. God, I wonder if we'll ever see a remake.
Ooh.
You know, I mean, the hard part with Xenogears, I guess, also is like the fact that they kind of, I don't want to say attack religion, but they do take on that whole, like, conversation about religion very head on. And so
I don't
I
think,
think
nowadays
people-
that'd be much of an issue. Though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I feel
doubt
like
it.
people might be a little perturbed,
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know that the people that are gonna play Xenogears are gonna be the
Gonna
ones
be
that are
all that
perturbed.
oh,
Yeah.
please, whatever, dude. They just they'll watch a video on YouTube and,
Oh,
act like
point.
they know everything about it.
Good point.
Yeah. You can't stop a good hate train.
Oh, you can't.
Uh-uh. No, boy.
Choo choo.
Uh-huh. Woo, woo.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. What about you, Trey?
I've been well, I'm almost done with an anime series called Yasuke.
Ooh, I've heard a lot of really good things about that.
Dope.
Yeah.
Super dope. I mean, you love Studio Mappa.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what time it is. Almost done with that. I've gotten back into Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, I saw that.
So that's been kind of bae here lately. They've made some incredible changes to that game. Like PvP is all of a sudden super hot.
Oh.
It's crazy, man. They've completely overhauled each and every job in there. Everybody has their own limit breaks. They've added a new mode called Crystal Conflict, which always makes me think of Crucial Conflict, which is funny to me. Remember that song? Yeah, smoking on hay. You don't remember that? Y'all remember Smoking on Hay?
Oh.
Boo, man. Anyway,
We're
yeah,
lame.
they added a new raid, the Aglaya, which is very, very cool. You actually get to face off against 4 of the 12, which are the deities
Oh,
of
yeah.
the world. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of Eorzea itself. They've also added a lottery system to housing.
Right.
and
Did you
so-
get a house?
No. There's a new area called the Imperium,
Okay.
and that's where all the new housing is. They didn't add wards to the pre-existing places. I
Oh,
live in a place
okay.
called the Lavender Beds, which is all greenery and flowers, and it's fucking gorgeous. And so that's where I was going to get a mansion. I wanted
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So essentially what I have to do is wait for people to move out of that area into the Imperium, and then more plots will become available, and then hopefully I'll be able to get one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a mess. And apparently the lottery system is borked.
No.
Hey, so there are people who have been losing lotteries to, and salute to Mizu. Mizu actually got herself a medium house.
Okay.
So
Cool.
good
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
Works. But there are a lot of people who have been entering the lottery system who haven't been able to get anything from it. You know, they'll be like, okay, well, the number drawn, because they pick a random number, the number drawn is 0, so nobody wins. You know, and in situations where one person is the only person lotting on a house, they would still not win. And so,
What?
yeah, there was a statement put out today where, you know, Yoshi P is like, okay, the team's going to look into this, but it's going to take time.
Yeah.
And so, like, who knows when they'll get that whole thing ironed out. And they've also taken, there are 24 wards, each one with about 64 properties. And they've taken wards 1 through 18 and made them only accessible to free companies, so only to guilds. And the 19 through 24, which is a very small percentage, is available for private ownership. So they do this so that people can't just like buy up an entire ward if they want to, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, it's a bit of a dick because there was a mansion and I saw it today and I was like, okay, I'm going to try to get this mansion. And they're like, nah, man, you got to be in a free company, you know, and my free company already has one. I'm like, I got 80 million gil on me right now, son. Just let me give you the money. And they're
Buy
like,
this baby
nah.
straight cash.
You know that? Yeah, and so they won't let that play through. So we have to wait until they resolve these issues, and then hopefully more people will be able to move to Imperium, and then more
so
houses will be.
weird.
Dude, it's like this whole system has made it so that you don't have to sit there and click.
Yeah.
But it's just taken that same nightmare and just expanded it over the span of
it's
like.
the new nightmare.
It's the
now.
new nightmare. Yeah, Wes Craven's new nightmare. You know, Yoshi P's new nightmare. And so
Man.
that's what we're doing. You're a dork who can't figure out Twitch. How do you subscribe to these guys? That's not actually, I don't think we have subscriptions set up quite
yeah.
yet.
We don't have it set up
And
quite yet.
so,
We will
yeah.
very soon, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, very
because
soon.
we crossed
But
the
it is-
affiliate line, and
Yep.
that's something that we have to iron out.
We're just being slow asses about it. So
Right.
Yeah,
excuse
yeah.
us, but
But you
stay
are
tuned.
following us.
Yeah, follow,
Yeah.
hit that bell,
That's
and
great.
then once we're able
Well,
to
Yeah.
have subscribers, then we'll
You will know.
You will know.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, 14's been super hype. It's crazy. They started a new storyline,
Yeah.
and you know that was the biggest thing for me. Having played this game since 2.0 originally dropped, so I've been playing for about 10 years now. And we just wrapped up that story. I was kind of nervous, really, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm like, okay, well that story's tied up.
Oh, yeah.
And we went to the edge of the universe, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, how are you gonna grab me and make me interested again? And I started playing the new story, and they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost immediately. And
Does
I'm
it,
sitting here
does
like,
it
you
feel like a
motherfuckers."
beginning?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
It feels like a beginning, and instead of like trying to outdo themselves as far as size and scope,
Yeah.
they're looking more inward. It's like, okay, there is a lot about this world. There's a lot about Atheris that you still don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, you're the champion of this world, but you don't even know the world, you know?
Mm.
And so now we're going more into, well, you know, it's yet to be seen.
Well, is it
But-
back into like a political struggle? Because I felt like the beginning
No.
of the story was that.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I say more through Stormblood. You know, you had a lot
Okay.
of the
Yeah.
political part of it all. No, this is more just like, okay, well, you know, there are hidden ruins, and what mysteries are they hiding? You know, there's a new big
Okay.
bad that they're teasing. And,
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to go into too much because there are going to be people who haven't had a chance to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely play it because they did it. They definitely have my interest.
They did it
all over again. Yeah, it's
Every
impressive.
time I
man.
try to get out.
Yeah,
They
they
pull
pull
me
me
back
back
in.
in every time, man. And so we've
Single
been
time.
having a lot of fun with it lately. Played around with some KOF. You
Oh, yeah.
know, I guess we'll talk about that in
Resolve.
just a second.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And so, yeah, that's been about it. Yeah, it's late. News Jutsu. Let's go and get
News
this ball rolling.
Jutsu.
News Jutsu.
Got to start off with the bad news.
Every time, man.
Every time.
Gilbert Godfrey passed.
That's a loss.
Dude,
That's a between like Bob Saget, Gilbert Godfrey,
and Norm.
and Norm.
Norm.
And you've heard me say it so many times. Like, there's already a war on comedy, right?
Yeah.
And these guys are the guys that would, like, Gilbert Godfrey. It's not that he won't. It's not that he will laugh at anything. It's that the most inappropriate shit. These guys, like the aristocrats,
Yeah.
these are cornerstones of that joke. You know?
I think of Gilbert Godfrey specifically when I think of the Aristocrats, like the movie. I think
Yeah.
him, and then Matt Stone and Trey Parker are the ones that stick out in my head the most. As far
Whoopi
as
Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, that's another
Goldberg,
great one.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What's up here?
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
think of Gilbert going, fucking and sucking.
Yeah.
He's like-
You know, it's like when whose roast was that? Was that Bob Saget's roast where Norm Macdonald was up there telling his jokes? He was reading his jokes and everything, and
Reading
nobody was
knock-knock
laughing.
jokes.
You know, yeah, exactly. Except for Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah,
Gilbert
'cause
was dying.
He got it.
Yeah, you know, you know.
This man can
Gilbert's
tell
so
knock
legend.
knock jokes and still kill.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
Yeah, you know, one of the most abrasive voices ever.
But
I'll
you've-
put it
you've
up there
heard
with
his
Chris
normal
Rock,
voice, though,
but
right?
Yeah, totally.
It's a lot like Chris Rock.
Uh-huh.
But when they just speak normally, you're like, oh no, you,
no, normal dude,
Yeah,
you know?
I could listen to you all
You
day
switch
long.
to a character, and then he
Yeah.
he always closes his eyes.
Yeah, he
You
does.
know? Yeah, just you know. And so that's a tragedy.
I
That
feel
really
like
is a
my
loss.
most memorable is
Oh, yeah,
what is
Hollywood
it? Look
Squares.
who's
Oh, dude,
yeah,
Hollywood
Hollywood
Squares.
Squares.
Absolutely.
Look who's
Thank you for
talking.
money.
The first one.
Dude,
Yes,
him,
yes.
What is he?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like the daycare
Yeah.
attendant or
Dude,
whatever.
he was
it is.
also in. Do you remember the movie Problem Child?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, the
Yeah.
principal from Problem Child.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So he's gonna be a doctor. you
Yeah,
know?
Uh-huh. Gilbert,
Yeah.
you will be missed.
Yeah,
You will be
man.
missed. Roasts will never be the same.
No,
You know that?
they won't be, man. They don't. We got Patrice
Yeah.
going. You know what
I
I'm saying?
know.
Like,
God damn, man.
I don't know, man. I hate to see it happen.
All
but
of them,
rest
all of them
well,
are going.
King. Rest well.
Rest
Right.
well.
You know. And so we're gonna do this a little bit differently today because it's been a heavy news week and it's late. We got to get moving. Scoot is gonna turn into a pumpkin.
I am. That's
you know.
right.
Oh damn! I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
That's
oh,
always
yeah.
really- okay.
Trailers.
Yeah,
Hey.
trailers. So all the
Oh.
trailers.
Okay.
Phil decided to get all the pictures for the trailers.
Why
Yeah, so we
wouldn't
got
I?
Suzumi
I still gotta
no
have some
Tojimari
pictures.
The
movie.
new Koto
Makoto
Shinkai.
Shinkai.
Just
baby.
look at this picture. It says everything.
Yep.
Dude, this one's
Too
gonna
bad I
be
can't read it.
The most fantastic of the Makoto Shinkai journeys. Like,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen this trailer, definitely check it out. But
It's good.
it's you're gonna go places. We're gonna
Yeah,
definitely.
if it's anything like Weathering with You, or you know,
Mhm.
if it follows Makoto Shinkai's like, you know, just constantly getting better.
Yeah,
every
right?
time he puts out a movie, like then this is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
There's a trailer out. Watch it.
Good
yeah,
job.
man.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine what's gonna happen in this movie, man. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get
It's gonna
super
be a
wild.
surprise. After that, it's the Kingdom Hearts 12th anniversary and Kingdom Hearts 4 announcement trailer.
And look, he has
Good.
normal sized shoes.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, for real.
You don't have them boats no
that
more.
ain't my Sora.
No.
Hey,
My Sora's got big dumb feet that don't allow him to jump on top of things
and
properly.
Mickey Mouse pants.
Right,
Uh-huh.
and Mickey
Right.
Mouse pants. No, man, Mickey Mouse has Sora pants.
That's right.
Oh, that's what it is. I got you.
So it happens to you too at the same time. It's just everybody.
Oh yeah, because it's output to the.
Oh, gotcha. You know, I hate to really breeze past this. I guess that's what we're doing today. But Kingdom Hearts fans rejoice, and so we have the 20th. What is it? The 20th anniversary collection? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And then also we had KH4 reveal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Uh-huh.
Especially considering how long it took to get Kingdom Hearts 3.
And
Right.
it's on Unreal Engine 5.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this game's not going to come out till 2030, man.
Right.
Like, it's going to be fucking forever before this
Brace
game comes out.
yourselves.
Yep. Square's got their plate full. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they really, really do.
This one looks weird to me. I don't know. Like I was watching the trailer and I was like, "Wow!" I mean, it looks really good. It's
Yes.
Unreal Engine 5. You
Mhm.
know, they're doing it big with that. But it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
This trailer's very vacant. It's showing a world that seems more like it's trying to be like reality rather than being in the thing. But then also,
More Final Fantasy 15 than
I guess
It seems like they are
but
going
even
that
Final
more.
Fantasy 15 still feels like it's like fantasy. This
Right.
other than the big man here, doesn't feel like fantasy. It feels
Yeah,
like
it's
they're
kind of like what they're doing with Forspoken. It's
Yeah.
like they're going this different direction
Uh-huh.
as a company, and I think a lot of it has to do with the success of 14.
Oh,
I think a lot of it's just like, okay, well,
That
this
makes sense.
aesthetic is what people like, so
Yeah.
we're gonna take this and drive forward in a more realistic direction,
yeah.
which is
Mhm.
okay. But Kingdom Hearts has always been the
Wacky,
charm of it is
cartoony.
about
Yeah.
it being cartoony. to me.
Yeah, that's
know? And so maybe the style will change based on what world you're in. You know, that would be really, really cool. if
like
they
he
did
gets big
that.
shoes in all the other worlds.
Right, like,
yeah.
well, yeah, depending on where you are. If you go into, like, Encanto world, all of
Yeah.
a sudden, you know, everyone's
Oh, damn,
style
yeah.
changes to that. Hopefully they're going that route, because I don't want to lose the cartoon aspect of KH. You know?
I mean, that's the way I feel. I liked the cartooniness about it. I liked that
Yeah.
that silly kind of quality to everybody with their odd proportions and everything.
Yeah.
There are some folks that said that they saw like Marvel and Star Wars.
Of course.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're, yes, they're
things.
going to lean heavily into
They
that.
better.
Yeah,
they
but,
better.
but
you know?
once again, if we're going for MCU, which
Yeah.
is probably what they're going to do,
Mhm.
then that turns me off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like
Right.
the comic book style of things
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
the Disney Marvel style of
Uh-huh.
everything.
See,
But
because like Kingdom Hearts 3 was awesome. I mean, you get to go to Toy Story World. You
Mhm.
get to like that's the kind of shit that I want to see them lean in with the Disney side.
right.
I love Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
I really like the modern Marvel stuff for the most part. Right?
You know, you're gonna have
I still don't
a light
fucking-
keyblade, a keyblade saber,
But hey, I'm okay with that.
right?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually fine with that. But I feel like going into the Star Wars world is gonna
Donald
be a
Stark.
little weird.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be odd. It's gonna be really odd. And like I said, I just don't want to lose the charming side of
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts.
The cuteness.
You know? Yeah,
I
man.
have the cuteness still there. As
Yeah.
long as Utada comes back
Yeah.
to make another song. That's,
Yeah.
that's
Uh-huh.
all that really matters.
all that
is
really
Utada
matters,
makes another
yes.
banger.
Uh-huh.
That's all. We,
Uh-huh. I
Down
feel like
with
it'll. Yeah, the intro. It'll just make us all cry.
Was this
You know?
Paul's of Fury, The Legend of Hank?
The Legend of Hank. yeah.
Legend of Hank.
That's
Uh-huh.
not Hank.
That's not Hank the Tank. You know.
It's a different Hank.
That's not my Hank.
That's not my Hank. He ain't got big shoes.
Yeah, and so
So
this
yeah,
is who, like, Kevin Hart. Who's all in this movie? You remember?
I don't remember who's all in it.
Yeah,
Kevin Hart.
because
Yeah.
I was actually gonna tell you to just clip this off the list. But,
Oh.
well,
yeah. it's
well,
right
Go
here.
check
but
out the
now
trailer.
you know
it's,
it's a trailer.
It's Samuel Jackson and Michael Cera. That's
Oh.
what it is. Yeah, and so which is a match made in hell.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
And I'm happy to see Sarah getting work.
yeah,
know.
for real.
I know,
Ah!
man.
It's been a minute, right?
People kind of forgot about him for a second.
Uh-huh.
They're like, "Well, you're not cute anymore."
Yeah,
It's-
you know,
like you're still awkward, but you're not a kid.
You're not
so
the other
we don't
Michael
feel.
Cera.
Yeah, right.
you know.
It's not my Michael Cera.
You know. And so yeah,
Yeah,
movie
I
trailers,
mean,
movie trailers, whatever.
Movie trailers.
Movie
Yep.
trailers.
This
Tape.
tape.
This is they put out a teaser,
Right.
And so it's like a horror
It
game.
reminds me of Mist with
It
all the like
does.
real time video that they're manipulating into it.
Right, and then
everything.
you also have a camera, so it puts me in
Right.
the mind of Fatal Frame a bit as
exactly. Yeah.
well. Uh-huh. And so
Yeah.
they only put out a teaser, so there's really not a lot of information about this.
I bet it's
but
more
the
point
trailer
and clicky.
was.
you
It
know?
seems that way,
Yeah.
you know, but it's also really creepy. That trailer is
Yeah.
super creepy.
Uh-huh.
You know, like
Yeah,
you have the
good
phonograph
atmosphere.
sitting there playing the music. It sounds all eerie. And then you have the little kids' blocks, the letter blocks, and everything. And then all of a sudden, the phonograph just gets like pulled into the darkness.
Yep.
You know, I'm just like, okay,
That Arakune looking creature.
yeah,
walking
dude.
around. That's
Yeah.
good shit.
You know, I want to see more horror.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the big push of VR, PSVR 2, and the power of these new consoles.
Yeah.
You know, I can't wait to really get some good horror experiences in. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
Uh-huh.
we can. I mean, Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
You know, have you ever looked at any of that footage where they actually take the models themselves and remove like the robes off of them, like the cloak off of them and shit, and you see how grafted these creatures are. Like
Yeah.
some of them are just, of course, all the arms, right?
Yeah.
Arms on arms on arms, and some of them are like arms like holding on to one another in order to form like a leg. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them have multiple faces coming out of their bodies. One of them is like the face of a child. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just have weird feathers. You know, like a broken wing coming out of their back.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of shit I want to see.
Yeah, man. That Cronenberg shit.
Yeah.
See that fucking.
Yes.
I love melty creatures.
Yeah,
I do.
man. Yeah, freak me out a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just show me an image and make me overthink. Like, oh
Yeah,
my
man.
god, how was that even made?
Yeah.
You know, and so tape,
Tape.
unveil the memories.
The Samurai Bringers.
Okay, so
Samurai Bringer has
Samurai-
Yeah.
say it.
some
Say it.
Brave Fencer Musashi vibes
Brave
to it.
Fencer
You were
Musashi.
gonna say it too.
Absolutely,
Yeah, you were.
yes, sir.
You were.
Yes, sir. That's
I was
why
like, oh, it's Brave Fencer roguelike?
uh huh.
This sounds good.
Bruh. When I first saw this trailer, I saw Samurai Bringer. I'm like, God,
Yeah.
these naming conventions are trash, man. And I was like, might as well watch the trailer. But I know.
And then you see where
And
they're
then
coming.
I saw where they were going with it. I'm
Right.
like, Brave Fencer? Like, oh, let's go.
Bring this samurai.
Yes.
Come on, bring it.
Yes. And so it's looking like a PlayStation exclusive.
I'll
and
play it.
so, oh, definitely.
definitely play this.
Uh huh.
Heck yeah.
Mhm.
Uh huh. Definitely interested.
Go watch the trailer.
Uh huh.
Hell is
Hell
us.
is us.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be a
right.
big R?
Hell are us.
Hell are us.
Hell are us.
A backwards
Mommy,
R.
wow.
Backwards
Backwards. Where's Jeffrey? Where's Goddamn
I
giraffe
want to
owes
be
me
a
money.
hell or us kid. Oh no!
no, wait. Don't be Mikey.
Don't be
Please, don't be Mikey. Yeah.
Hell is Us looks moody. It looks odd. It
Yeah.
looks
Yeah, it looks,
Yeah.
it's gonna be psychological horror.
right. I'm about
they
it.
Have that scene where she's like shooting that guy in the head over and over. Shoots him in the head, he dies. Time rewinds. You know, shoots him again, he dies. Time rewinds. You know, like who knows what they're doing, man? This is kind
I'm
of shit
liking
that
it.
excites me.
I'm liking it, yeah.
Man. Yeah,
You know
let's get
about that
creative.
game Scorn?
Scorn. I know Gorn. Scorn. When
Gorn.
fucking Gorn, man. When did it's fucking ridiculous. When did I vaguely remember Scorn?
Scorn has been shown off for like the past 5 fucking years. It's like I mean, it looks like a, you know, H.R. Geiger
Yes.
kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
hellscape
Mhm.
crazy like I that game doesn't even look like it's gonna be scary.
Right.
It just looks like it's got such a vibe to it, you know.
Uh-huh.
But that's another one of those games I think that's supposed to be coming in this year. Who fucking knows?
Who
with
knows
Scorn?
anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a super small developer, and I'm sure they got hit hard with all this shit, especially
Mhm.
trying to make a game of that visual
that scope,
quality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
but again, glad to see the horror games.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Bring it
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Bring the horror.
No,
Fire
Fire
Emblem
Emblem
Warriors. I mean,
3
I'm a fan of
Hopes.
these games. Do you
I
guys
love
like
the Warriors
Musos?
games.
Yes.
You know, Musos are
Yeah.
good. Turn your
Yeah.
brain off games.
I
you
don't
know?
like Dynasty Warriors
But
specifically.
the other
but
ones,
the
though.
other ones,
Yeah.
absolutely. Hyrule Warriors, dude.
Hyrule
Fucking
Warriors,
great.
great.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
Did you
I'm with
play
it.
Age of Calamity?
I have not yet.
Okay,
No.
okay, but all of us have played the first one.
I played
Right.
the first.
Yeah.
One's
Yeah.
First one's
phenomenal.
fucking great.
Great.
Yeah.
So good.
I've wanted to get the first Fire Emblem Warriors because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that would probably be good, but I'll
Yeah.
probably just wait and hold out for 3 Hopes.
Oh yeah.
But,
I guess
yeah.
this is for the first one.
This
not
is for the
Three
first
Hopes.
one.
Yeah.
The picture that
Sorry.
we're using is for the first one.
Yep.
For blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah,
Blah,
blah,
blah,
blah,
blah,
blah.
blah. But yeah. No, it looks fun.
Yeah, looks fun.
Watch the trailer. Now this.
Sally
Sally
face.
face.
What?
I'm not even sure what the
is
fuck I was
happening?
watching.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I don't know.
It's
so you got
creepy.
This creepy
Yeah.
girl wearing this creepy mask.
Claymation.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, once again looking
Yeah.
kind of point and clicky a little bit.
Kind of has
but
some Coraline. Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
has some.
Yeah.
Man, I
some
just looked
Nightmare
it up.
Before Christmas.
Whatever
a
that
little
point
bit
and click I was
No,
talking
Hood-
about.
Oh.
no,
Neverhood.
Neverhood.
Yeah,
Little
Neverhood.
Neverhood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's got this just oddity to it.
Yeah.
I want
And
to see
then-
more. I
And then
want
that
to see what's
mask,
going on.
man.
hmm
Oh,
This animation
Hell our
style
Sally
here.
face.
hell definitely are Sally face.
Hell our
This
Sally
looks
face.
familiar, but I can't quite place it. Like this art
The
style.
art style.
Yeah, there's something. It looks
Yeah.
very familiar, and I can't quite place it.
It does like Saturday morning cartoon stuff.
Yeah, but which
no,
one? Which-
it's not
which-
Doug.
No, it's not Doug.
All real
No.
monsters.
No,
Uh-uh.
although
Really?
we need to
That-
bring back our real
That's
Yeah,
monsters.
we
true.
do.
And then look at that face, creep. That
My
creepy.
man with the
Yeah,
eyes.
with the eyes.
Yeah,
Crom, what's his name?
uh-huh.
Crom.
Crom.
Crom. Yeah,
Crom.
it's Crom.
Crom.
Totally, but it does. It looks very, very familiar. Those two characters to the left and to the right.
Yeah,
And
there's
then
a
that gaping
Hey,
maw
Hey
in the
Arnold.
background.
Hey Arnold.
is-
That
kinda
actually
Hey
may be
Arnold,
it.
kind of, except no football heads.
True.
right?
know?
Yeah, yeah. But
Hell
the
our
noses.
Sally face.
That's great. I'd play that crossover.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
with it. But
So-
yeah, watch this trailer, guys. Like it's it's a very very short teaser.
Mhm.
But it is creepy, man. It looks like they're going kind of for that cute creepy, which is even creepier. And so, ugh.
I just for some reason thought of like in just a second I had this flash of like recreating the sober video in a VR point and click.
Oh wow. Ugh.
You know, you click on the pipe and the thing comes
comes
off, and
up
then the
and you can
weird
touch the
worms
meat.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know, oh hey, Jesus is in this room.
Right.
I'll close that back up.
Damn.
And does sober just play on loop the whole time that you're in there?
Not the real song,
Oh, okay.
but some approximation of the sounds from the song, because it's like
it's an experience.
It's an experience.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. There you go.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Do something similar to the
That Radiohead.
Amnesia.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
was
Kid
Kid
A.
Amnesia?
Kid
Kid
Amnesia.
Amnesiac.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amnesiac is the album.
Right.
Kid Amnesia.
Amnesia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Uh-huh.
And
So-
Lake. Okay,
Lake.
so I didn't
I
watch
don't know
this
who
one.
Lake
What's
is
up with Lake?
for. Lake is like a drama about this girl who goes to this town
Okay.
and is trying to form like relationships and stuff. I do not know.
Okay.
Like I said, we were supposed to talk about all this stuff before it was being added to our news list, but we
That
got a
didn't
late
happen.
start and we
Didn't
didn't do that.
Yeah.
And so, but it seems like one of those once again very point and clicky
Okay.
adventures, but it's not about like action per se. It seems kind of like
So
almost
this is like
those
arty
old-
Animal Crossing.
kind of, but she's like going to the supermarket and just doing kind of
Okay.
normal stuff. It seems like there might be a mystery there somewhere, but it also seems like it could just be a really relaxing game to play. That might be where they're going with it. I have zero idea, and I also don't know who it's for.
Looks like Catch and Release.
But not that. That's focused at least.
Yeah, it
This
is.
is like you go to this random town, like you pick up and you move to this random town, and then you're interacting with people and building relationships. And I don't want to say it's like The Sims, but I don't know what this lake is all about.
Huh.
I don't know what they're getting at.
I feel like I should have watched this trailer now.
I mean, really, like I said, we weren't supposed to talk about this
Okay.
Oh,
without actually talking about this. And so
then-
watch the trailer,
it's
and maybe
about
you guys can
Ricky
tell
Lake.
us.
This is
That'd be really fun. Where is Ricky Lake?
I don't know, man.
Jesus, she just dropped off the face of the planet.
Wasn't she doing Hairspray, or she did the movie? That's the last thing I can think of that had Ricky Lake in it.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
thought about her in forever, dude. I have no idea. what
Hairspray.
happened
Yeah,
to
that's the last fucking thing I can think of.
No.
Huh.
Yeah,
Ricky
Lake.
Lake.
yeah. Way more interesting. Oh,
No, this is far more interesting.
oh,
The bane of your existence.
the man,
Rugal.
dude.
Look at this man's shoulder pads.
Uh huh.
He didn't give a fuck
Keep
about you.
My
Look at
wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Damn.
Dude, look, Daddy is back. All right.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
really.
Rugal was added to King of Fighters 15 as a free piece of DLC. Okay.
Still
so update
crazy.
the game and
Yeah.
you just have him.
Yeah.
Right? But they also added a boss rush mode. And so that's where you get to fight Rugal in all of his glory.
Okay.
And he is an absolute nightmare.
So I
I'm
imagine
talking
they're
about
going to
dudes got-
expand that over time. The boss
Yeah,
rush
of
mode.
course.
Put geese in there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I expect as well.
Mhm.
And so, but I mean, it does remind you of the sheer cheese factor that used to be SNK bosses.
Oh yeah.
My boy's got eye lasers now. Or it's like an eye fireball, which the standard Rugal has it too. But basically, what they've taken is what they've done is made Rugal, who is already crazy OP historically speaking, right? His genocide cutter now hits 4 times and is invincible, which it's always been invincible.
He's
but
got
this
those
is
really
like,
sharp shoes.
there's nothing you can do. You have pointy them wingtips, baby.
The
He ain't playing
wingtips.
around. His eye fireball, if it hits you
Yeah.
once, insta stunned. Insta stunned.
Ugh.
Yeah, and so it took me. I fought against him for. I'm sorry, and it doesn't matter what he does. He's always plus. Like you. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, he just marauds on you,
Mm.
and yeah, it's a lot of fun. He's terrifying and a blast to fight. And if
Yeah.
you want to get that costume, you actually have to beat him. So you have to beat him to get the costume and the background.
So, can you play as Omega?
Well, yeah, you play as Omega Rugal. That's the Rugal that's been added to the game. It's Omega Rugal.
Oh, so there isn't a standard and an Omega. It's
right,
just
it's
Omega.
just Omega.
Oh, okay.
But
I
in
guess
boss
I
rush
didn't realize
mode,
that,
he's
yeah.
just like cranked up. You know what I'm saying?
So you can go ahead and play as him though. You don't have to beat him to play as Rugal.
Mm-mm. No,
Oh, I didn't know that.
no. It's just if you want them shoulder pads.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
if you want them
shoulder
shoulder
pads,
pads.
though,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I fought him until I beat him. You know,
Damn,
yeah, I beat
yeah.
him. I beat him a couple times actually, and so
Okay.
yeah.
See, I figured they'd make you do that to unlock his ass.
oh right,
Yeah.
right. I mean that'd be smart, but people would be mad. Some people won't be able to do it.
Right.
I mean seriously. I mean because you have to. He reads your button inputs.
Yeah.
He won't attack until you press a button half the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that old school cheap. You know, that old school
Dude,
cheap
like
where you're like,
Noob
I
Saibot.
swear, yes,
Like,
yes,
fucking
that.
yep.
Uh huh.
Arcade version noob.
It's like, dude, like you're doing this on purpose, and
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
You know? Good luck. You can win, but good luck. It's gonna
He's-
take you some quarters.
He's a cheater.
Yeah, he definitely is. But he's flossing, man. As a character, I think that he's good.
So if you have boss rush mode,
Yes,
how many bosses does it make you fight right now?
one.
Just him?
Just him. Yeah, you go in. He has his intro,
Oh.
and then you're facing off against Big Daddy.
Oh.
And so what they'll probably do is end up, like you said, adding,
yeah.
Geese Howard,
Yeah.
adding,
What other bosses would you want?
Wolfgang Krauser.
If you had some more bosses,
Like I said, I'd take some Krauser love, man.
you take some
Hell
Krauser.
Yeah. They look like, well, they also remind me a lot of M. Bison. It seems like
Kinda,
he's
yeah.
very much
He's the
like,
dictator over here.
dictator. Yeah, like he's just kind of roasting Bison. Like since you forgot who you are, Bison, I'm gonna remember. I never forgot.
I'm gonna make bison burgers out of you.
For real, he's like I made your suit.
It's a Tuesday.
I want to
Yeah.
see Shion. Do you remember?
Oh
her?
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
'cause
hot.
she had the spear, and then she could switch it to the what am I trying to say? Meteor hammer.
Yeah,
You know, it-
like I think that this is kind of just showing us. It's like, okay, well, if we're gonna revisit these old school bosses and bring them back to their former glory, then the bets are off, man. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
can really
yeah.
reach back and bring any character into 15. And I wonder how big the roster is going to be at the end of the day.
My God.
Once they're done
Just-
with this game, it's going to be massive.
I
It's
mean,
gonna
we
be
could
absolutely
potentially have the biggest roster of fighters if they, because
Yes.
like the opportunity that they have here is absolutely endless. It's,
Right.
You know,
Uh-huh.
how many characters do they have?
Exactly.
know?
Like when you really sit down and think about it, it's like, wow, like there's like over
Yeah.
100. Like there are a lot of SNK
And
characters.
yeah, because I mean, not just King of Fighters, they can pull from any of them.
Anywhere.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Anywhere.
I want to see some Tung Fu Ru.
Oh yeah.
what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I love my buff old man over
Dude,
there.
he's so
I mean, he's
sick.
basically Master Roshi.
He's right, man. He
right?
is literally Master Roshi. Yes.
But you know,
Yeah. Yeah, Duck King is on the way back. So
Duck
that should be-
King?
Yeah.
he'll dance on you, dude. Oh my God, I love Duck King.
Duck
dude.
King. And so,
What's Mr. Big? Is
Yes.
Mr. Big on it? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, we got Takuma coming down the
Yep,
pipeline, and so
Takuma. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think they're gonna do Takuma or Mr. Karate Takuma?
They'll probably do Takuma with a Mr. Karate variant
Yeah.
costume.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be the best way to handle that.
With a different moveset. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. If they give him a different moveset, then they would probably give us the actual character.
Okay, so you just think costume. You
Yeah,
really-
they'll probably
really-
just give him the
okay,
mask,
okay,
and then
okay, I got
because
you.
everybody
Yeah.
knows who. Well, they always knew who he was.
Yeah, well,
you
but
know?
sometimes it's Rio.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
you don the nose.
Yeah.
you
The Tengu
start
mask.
fucking people up.
Yeah, it's super hot, and so hopefully we can get some KOF time in
Yeah.
this week.
Well, I mean, we also got to try out these new melty characters.
Yeah.
What's up with this?
So,
God, man.
Howard CL
Yeah.
and Mario Gallo Bisteno.
Yeah, that's a
That's
mouthful.
what it is.
That
is a
is a mouthful.
That's how that
Uh-huh.
goes.
It's like a spoonful of cottage
Yeah,
cheese right
exactly.
there.
Let's just call him Mario.
Yeah,
And
Mario.
and a
It's-
salt seal
you
over
know,
here.
it's a him, Mario.
Yeah, Mario Gallo Bastino, and so it's crazy, man. Because actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I did play a little bit of Powered CL. What am I
Oh, you
talking
did?
about? I played both of these characters. I
You
completely
did?
forgot. Yeah, it was this morning.
Oh,
I might have been a
well,
little tipsy. Yeah,
Okay.
because I was gonna go to bed, and then Kokoro got into chat
Yeah,
because we were playing some 14.
yeah.
And then he was sleeping outside in a tent, and it started storming. He got locked out of the house. It was hilarious. I'm sorry, it wasn't funny. It was funny to me.
What
It wasn't funny to him. But he got inside, and he was wide awake, and so yeah, we played some Melty.
Okay.
Yeah, so Powered CL has a sick range game. It's kind of crazy. But Mario Mario is kind of like Carl Clover.
Man, I was getting a Carl vibe from him. I was wondering whether they were going in that direction.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he's got
Marionette
a puppet. He's got a
hand.
marionette. Yeah, he's got
Okay.
it's like his. I don't know the story, so whatever.
It's definitely
but-
his sister that's
but the
been crammed
weird
into a
thing
marionette.
is-
I
That's
mean,
the only
you
way
know,
that works.
every
If it's-
time, or his mother.
Someone's
or
been
something,
sacrificed.
Like,
Okay.
it's an
Absolutely.
anime fighter.
Right.
Of course it's its
Dude,
sister.
I mean, yeah.
If it wasn't, it wouldn't make any sense.
No,
Look, Relius has something to do with this,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
and it's not good. But usually with the marionette characters, they'll have different attacks where the marionette will sling its body at the enemy or whatever, things like that. This thing creates mirages of itself. And so you can actually, you can do the thing where you send the marionette out to do attacks, or it can do its projectiles, etc. But there are some abilities where all of a sudden there's like another marionette, and the marionette's standing in one spot, and then another marionette is committing some level of fuckery, doing its own thing. Like
yeah.
it was kind of crazy. Like he
So
seems.
is it mostly distraction?
No, it attacks.
But how many of them can you make at a time?
Well, it was an attack. And
Oh.
so all of a sudden, that
okay.
marionette's right here, and you're like, okay, the marionette's there, I have to be aware of it. And then it's behind you as well, and it's like, what the fuck's happening? And you're getting hit. So he's one of
okay.
those characters, kind of like...
That sounds like some Zappa
kind
shit.
of like,
or like
a little
some-
bit.
Yeah.
But kind of like Dark Apostle Noel,
Okay.
who just kind of mixes up the meta of the game. Like he's kind of playing his own game within Melty, which, once again, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, as they add characters, the game itself is going to change.
Yeah.
Because these characters are kind of breaking the rules a little bit, And so maybe we could play some tonight and show them off.
Yeah, show these new characters.
Yeah.
I want to touch Michael a little bit.
Yeah, oh, dude.
Well-
yeah. I gave Michael a good workout this morning.
I'm
Michael.
gonna play some Michael for a minute tonight.
Yeah. And so, Type Lumina. We might go live with that tonight. We'll see how everybody feels. I will on my channel regardless. So,
we
be there.
We'll play a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll play a little bit. Just not as late. That's all.
Uh-huh.
So okay, you're gonna have to tell me what's up with this
This-
because I know
okay,
about
yeah.
I know
It's
about
heartbreaking.
Team Spooky, but not.
Yeah, Team
Yeah.
Spooky is like a, the team themselves, but Spooky has
They're all
been a
spooky.
cornerstone of a little bit, no, they are just huge advocates for the fighting game scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have done online tournaments for years.
Isn't that
and
the
years
button
and
check
years,
guy?
and no, that's Ernesto Lopez.
Oh, see, I thought he was associated with Spooky.
No, he bigs them up all the time.
Okay, that's
There's
that's
that,
yeah.
because I mean, how do you not?
Right.
That's one of my favorite things to do if I'm just like sitting down, I don't have anything to watch. You just look at Next Level Battle Circuit in NLBC and look at some online tournaments, but they were doing a King of Fighters 15 tournament, and they weren't allowing people from Texas to enter it, right? Because Texas is notoriously bad for having like bad netcode. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, or bad connection issues. And so they were like, you can't enter if you're from Texas. Sorry, you can enter other tournaments. And people are getting kind of up in arms about it, and they started complaining, and they're just like, why? You'll let some people from Texas join, but not everybody from Texas.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, the whole thing is like, firstly, this is our tournament, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we make these rules, and you kind of have to, take it or leave it. Doesn't really matter how you feel about it. But at the end of the day, it's also that we're just trying to make sure that we have the best connection possible.
Right.
And, Texas notoriously has bad connection
I
issues.
didn't even know about that.
And so, yeah, right? And so, but he was getting lambasted by all these people. And he was like, dude, he's like, it's super unfair that you guys, like, you don't know the amount of effort that I put into putting this together for you guys and doing this all the time. And it's exhausting, but you're going to have all your friends just jump on me. He's like, fuck that, I'm done, and he just cashed out. And it was like, that really,
Gotcha.
yeah. So everybody suffers because of, once again, you can't stop the hate train. People like a good dumpster fire, right? So,
Man, that sucks.
so that really does
That fucking
suck,
sucks.
because
Yeah.
I mean, he will. You'll see some high quality matches across the board. Soul Calibur, King of Fighters. They play a lot of Dragon Ball fighters, and Spooky himself, my boy knows his fighters, man. So even if they don't have other commentators, he'll do all the commentating himself.
Yeah.
And it's hype. It's super hype. So this is a tragedy for all of us fighting game fans who have been enjoying this for so long.
Lost
Just
an
because-
organizer.
Yeah, man. Dude, it's hard on a TO.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard. And I don't think that we as viewers should make it worse.
No.
You know, even people who don't even want to compete, you know, they're just jumping on the hate train.
Right.
And it's like, dude, get out of here with that.
Mhm.
And so rest in peace. They're still gonna do offline tournaments.
Okay.
And
See, I was going
so-
to ask if they were still doing anything.
Yeah, they're still
Yeah.
doing offline tournaments, but that means that they'll be way fewer and more far between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, RIP NLBC.
Well, damn.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mm.
That sucks. I'm in the middle of watching a KOF top 8 right now, man. That shit's so hype.
Yeah.
So hype, yeah. And so, oh well.
Yeah. Well,
That's what we
don't
got.
live in Texas if you want to play
Apparently so.
any
Yeah.
tournaments.
PKL says no range on the home.
There's no way. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just.
Wow.
Sony making big moves.
Yeah.
Well,
well,
It's Sony and the
Yeah, what's it?
owners of Lego.
Kirkby.
Yeah,
Kirby?
yeah, the
Yeah.
company who owns Lego.
Mm-hmm.
They both put $1 billion into Epic Games. Dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
Yeah.
You know, once again, this is
Mhm.
Unreal 5.
Right,
you
and
know,
that's what I was
so-
gonna say. This is similar to what was happening. It didn't happen as much in last gen, but in the PS3 360 era, I remember Microsoft throwing a bunch of money at Epic, kind of for the same reason, which is why they ended up getting a more refined version of Unreal Engine 3 at the time for the Xbox,
Yeah.
because they kind of supported. They were like, hey, make some optimizations. We're going to give you this much money, that kind of thing.
Right.
Of course, now I really think that the way Unreal Engine 5 is going, it's
That
already
thing is-
optimized as fuck.
Well,
Like,
but
it's
yeah,
already.
we're there's so much more that they
Of course they
could
can always do more.
Yeah, and because I mean the applications
Yeah.
for Unreal Engine 5
Yeah.
are endless. Like it's
yeah.
kind of crazy.
It's-
Like this thing's
yeah.
about to revolutionize the world, and it's gonna seriously, it's gonna change a lot. And you're
Yeah.
gonna see powered by Unreal on everything,
On everything,
on
yeah.
everything, even
Uh-huh.
things that are non-gaming related. For Sony, this is a big push for PSVR 2.
Right.
That's
right.
why. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they
Yeah.
they invested $1 billion with that purpose in mind.
Yeah.
And they stated it. They said it. So what the fuck's about to happen in the PSVR 2 world?
Days Gone was in Unreal Engine 4.
4, yes.
Yeah, and so that's the first time that Sony did a external engine in a first party release.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I think that was their testing ground to see if they could actually make it happen. Because I don't think they trust outside engines. I
In
think
a
it's
lot of
just
cases,
been a Sony thing.
right,
Yeah.
it's
They
like-
want an in-house engine that's developed for specifically that purpose. But at this point, they're looking at what Epic's doing over here and being like, oh,
Ooh,
okay.
yeah. Like we can
Yeah.
still have our in-house engine and use that, but we have to use this.
you got to.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
know?
it's the new shit on the block, and they
Yes.
absolutely have to jump on board with this.
Mhm,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so I'm happy that they're
But Lego.
supporting those guys. Who knows what they're gonna do with it? Lego's got a lot of different IPs within the Lego umbrella.
Right.
And so when it comes to gaming, when it comes to just being able to virtually build something, to
That's what
create
I was
something,
gonna say.
you know?
Is I think that Lego's really on board for the idea of having Legos that look so realistic it looks like you're playing with Legos digitally.
Right.
Because they have a real time, or what am I trying to say? A physically based renderer for a Lego builder right now, but I don't think it's Unreal Engine 5.
Right.
And ray tracing and all this stuff, and it takes
Right.
fucking quite a rig to run it
Also,
well.
imagine
But it
being
looks
able to
just like
have
Legos.
Scott.
Yeah.
You could put Scoot into
Imagine having me.
Imagine party babies.
Imagine
you can
party babies.
you can have little Yeety. You throw a little Yeety.
Yeah.
Or but seriously, like having like Scoot himself in this pose exactly, created in Unreal Engine 5, right?
Yeah.
And then be able
Buddy
to
Scoot.
take that
Buddy
and
Scoot.
right, but with like a click,
Yeah.
turn it
Yeah.
into a million Lego pieces, right? And then have it accurately tally up and count for you how many of each piece you need in order to create that object.
And then it would figure out how
I'm
to
a
make
man
a
of many
step-by-step
pieces.
booklet
Dude,
and
I
show
mean,
you
that's
how
the
to
thing.
put Scott together,
Right.
and then
And imagine
send
being
you a
able to
box full of Legos.
Tip it
No.
over
and
and break it.
yeah.
I
And
put
just
his
have it-
arm. I put the palm of his hand on his forehead.
Oh,
That's
look
not
at
where
that.
my
Oh, that Western
hand
wiggle,
goes.
baby.
It's just voxels.
Yeah,
That's
right,
it.
right. You know, well, I mean, when you think about those possibilities, it's
Yeah.
like it would make it very easy for Lego to create large scale sets. You know what I'm saying? They're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, here's a new Death Star that we created, and all we had to do was put it into Unreal Engine 5 and Unreal
Convert
Engine
to Lego.
5, convert it to Lego, and then it's like, here's how many pieces it would take, and here's each individual piece that you would need in order to create that thing. You know, and it could create a blueprint. It could do, like I'm
It's
saying,
kind of
like
ridiculous, and at the same time, it sounds absolutely like something that would happen.
right.
yeah.
Oh, dude, I mean, they make vehicles to scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Using
Uh-huh.
Legos, you know what I'm saying? Like this happens today. There are
Yep.
competitions where
Yeah.
people do that.
Oh,
You know,
I've-
did you see
I've
that
watched-
Bugatti?
I
They made a
didn't see the
Bugatti,
Bugatti, no.
that can
I
drive.
seen that,
That
yeah.
thing can roll, dude. Yeah,
Wow.
man. Like people
Yeah.
do. Like the Lego world is absolutely massive, and you wouldn't really know it if you were that kid that grew up playing with Legos. And then you
Oh
kinda
yeah.
discarded it as a lot of people do.
Mhm.
But the Lego world is serious.
I
man.
love watching those competitions. I
Oh,
usually
yeah.
watch the ones where they're building abstract shit though, or like spaceships.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
"This
It always
spaceship, we're
hurts
gonna-"
when they drop one.
Oh, yeah, when they're
boy.
like trying to move it
Dude,
over
uh-huh.
to the like judging table.
Yeah,
and
then
it's like,
boom! It's just like,
no.
oh my god. You know?
Oh.
And so, but that would also be really cool, like in the VR space,
Yeah.
being able to like virtually build things,
Yeah.
and
Totally.
then
Uh-huh.
export
Yeah.
those for people to see. And
Uh-huh.
so, I don't know, man. I'm excited about Unreal Engine 5.
Uh-huh.
I do think that it's going to be kind of a problem because everyone's going to be using it, and so it's something that we talked about before. That it's going to be hard to tell what quality software is actually out there because everything's just going to look so good.
Just-
Yeah.
And so the trailers are going to hit, and we're going to be like, oh my God, that looks amazing. Oh my God, that looks amazing. And then you're going to get these games in your hands, and it's going to be like, oh my God, it plays like a brick.
Yeah.
Or it's like, well, it looked amazing from those shots in the trailer, but now that
Right.
I'm actually playing it, I'm realizing they weren't good at tying all this together.
Exactly.
You know, because
Yeah.
with all the free assets on Unreal Engine's, I guess it's marketplace. That's the way you put it. you know?
Yeah.
The Unreal Marketplace, because you can buy, all these
Textures and
right?
models.
Yep, and then they
yeah.
have all these free mega scans and shit
Mhm.
nowadays. People are just going to be using the same rock in all their games.
Uh-huh.
Like that. That's
It
where
even supports
becomes-
multiplayer in there, like
Right.
multi dev
at the
like,
same
at
time.
the same time. Like,
That shit's amazing.
What?
Yeah.
yeah, we should play around with what's the shooter called? The FPS that they give you? Lyra.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, GG's.
Lyra.
GG's, man.
I can't
GG's.
believe it.
Yeah, I was sitting there looking at it. I was like, man, we should just play
Yeah.
around with it and see what we can come
I'm
up
gonna
with.
grab Unreal Engine 5. I'm gonna start, messing around with it because
Yeah.
I mean, I already have a little bit of experience in Unreal, and it's a lot of systems,
Mhm.
but none of them are that hard to use. It's
Especially
just-
now.
yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
And but that's
Yeah.
also the drawback of making game design a bit more simple.
Yeah.
Like on one plateau you have, okay, it makes it easier for people to be very, very creative.
Mhm.
On another plateau it makes it cheap. So
Yeah.
for people who don't want to be creative and just want to put out some shovelware,
Mhm.
it's really easy to do that as well.
Hey
so,
man, it's kind of like with music, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody can make music right now.
That
If
doesn't
you have
mean that
a
everyone
computer,
should.
right?
Right.
But they're doing
But
it.
they are fucking
Yeah,
doing
they
it. Yep,
are.
and using that same sample on
Uh-huh.
everybody's shit. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is an endless well. So
Yeah.
we can. Yeah.
It's
You did not, dude.
Speaking of people
That's-
investing money,
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's the best picture of Elon Musk
That-
ever.
It is.
Making the stank face too.
Uh-huh.
That's the blunt face.
That's
man.
a blunt face.
That is
boy.
a blunt face.
It's like, this is some stank.
so old Muskie tried to buy Twitter.
Well, he offered to
Offered
buy it.
to
Yeah,
buy
he
it.
offered
Yeah.
43 million to buy Twitter, which is low.
Yeah.
Low.
He was
low,
lowballing
low,
him, man.
You know? Oh yeah, we might all be going.
Whether
might
we
all
want
be taking
to or
a
not.
Get your
trip
ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
2 weeks.
But it's funny because like his whole perspective on it is like, because Twitter has all these rules as to what can be stated, and they will censor people, things of that caliber. But he's like, okay, well, his argument, whether it be valid or not, is that freedom of speech is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And Twitter is one of those vehicles that's going to end up helping to stifle freedom of speech, right? And because I've always been an advocate, I've always, had the argument that we won't have freedom of speech taken from us. We'll give it away.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Uh-huh.
and that's what we're actively doing. That's what you see happen with Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. It's just like, bro, that we're gonna actively give away these freedoms, and we're gonna do so with a smile, and we're gonna think that we're doing the right thing, right?
That's
and
right.
so that's the scariest shit. And so what he's stating is that okay, well, y'all are in danger, and you're endangering a lot of people, so y'all need me, and he wants to buy it. He's a 9% shareholder, and and a lot of these investors are just like
They are not fucking happy.
no, because he could actually do it. Like you could get to a point where it's like, no, we will never sell, and Elon's like, hold on, man.
Well, so who's CEO now? Because it's not Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey's been gone for 9 months at this point, almost a year.
I don't know. I kind of stayed out of the Twitterverse for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been reintegrating myself lately, just because you kind of have to. But the new is Parag Agrawal.
Okay,
Yeah, that is Twitter's current CEO.
never even heard of him before.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. And so, everybody's really concerned about it right now. They put forth what they call it. It wasn't a dead pill. What was
Instead of
Poison pill.
Poison
Poison
pill?
pill,
Yeah, Poison Pill Act. So that if
It's like one of those
people
fake
do,
teeth that you bite down on.
bite
Right.
down on.
Cyanide.
Yeah.
It's like, so if something happens where someone does try to get more shares than someone else,
Yeah.
then people can buy more shares at a discounted price so that they keep the balance within the company, so that he can't, because he can just easily go one by one and buy all these shareholders out,
And he would
then
do
he's
it.
majority shareholder, and he's got
And then
the
he's
money
smoking
to do
blunts
it. Look
on
at
Twitter.
him. Might be like, this is me great.
Yeah.
Who knows? And but there are also a lot of other social media outlets. I can't say Twitter competitors, because you can't really compete with Twitter.
Twitter's in its own little thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is. But people are trying to kind of wedge their way into that market, because competition's always good.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are vying for him to just hey, invest in us and let's take Twitter down. And so things may get interesting on that spectrum over the next year or two.
Seriously.
Because Twitter is a powerful tool, and it's
And I mean,
scary.
he's already changed
Yeah.
Twitter, because they're gonna put this edit button in apparently, and he immediately, as soon as he bought these shares, was like, "Hey, what about an edit button? What do you think about that? Isn't that a good idea?"
Yeah, and it was like, God damn it, Elon. Okay, fine. Now get in your 2-polygon truck and get out of here. Jesus, that thing was ugly as fuck.
I like that ugly car.
Did you like it?
I liked it
Really?
because it's angular like that. I was like, "Fuck yeah, man!
Oh
Low
my-
poly is shit. I love this thing.
What's the text?
That shit
You
looks
know
like
what
an
I'm saying?
N64 car.
Right.
Fuck yeah, man!
I just see a whole bunch of future soldiers rolling up out of it.
Absolutely, yeah,
With
totally.
pulse rifles and
Uh-huh.
shit.
That's it.
It's probably not too far off.
He wanted to make a warthog and they wouldn't let him.
Yeah. 343 owns the rights.
Uh-huh.
Bungie's like, we would have let you do it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
still mount a turret on that thing.
Yeah, right.
I promise you.
Definitely. It's magnetic. Yeah.
Oh man.
Jesus.
So we got
This is
some
interesting.
more situation on the Ghost of Tsushima
Yeah, they found
movie.
a writer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
director, writer. They have
Yeah.
everybody in place. They
Yes.
have. Do they have their main, their lead for
Well,
Jin?
we're probably gonna get the actual actor.
We see. That's what
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I'm
yeah,
hoping,
there's no reason to not.
Jin Sakai.
Yeah, because that's a real dude.
It's a real
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That's his face right there.
Yeah,
That's it.
there's no
This is
reason to
for-
recast him.
No.
That's his voice.
This is
Huh?
for Netflix, or where?
Mm-mm.
Where is
No,
this?
I think
No,
it's
it's a-
a
it's a
theatrical
theatrical
film.
Like an
It's the same
actual-
because
oh,
I mean,
okay.
like Uncharted. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, okay.
Sony's doing this shit. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Mhm.
Making bad Resident Evil movies and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Right.
And
I wish they would
Bad
stop.
Uncharted movies, man. Just making bad movies.
Yeah,
we
but
we
once
should
again,
see
I
how
wish they
bad
would
that is.
stop.
Once I'm not going to the
Uncharted?
theaters for Uncharted,
Mm.
but
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we could definitely watch it. That's
Yeah.
worth a discussion.
yeah, once it isn't at the theater, we'll check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can find that easily enough. But and the screenwriter that they found, now they were like, oh, he's a avid gamer and he loves video games, et cetera,
Yeah,
et cetera,
we'll
et cetera.
see.
Well, that's the funny thing. It's like if you actually
I
read,
love Pac-Man.
right. That's what it was. It was like, well, I
These
remember when I was
motherfuckers.
growing up and I played a
These-
lot of Ridge Racer.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh,
Hubert was the jam, man.
Yeah. And so, but Takashi
you know what I love? I
Gosher-
love that bar mahjong. That's what
Right,
I love.
that's-
Sitting down at the bar, playing
Uh-huh.
trivia
Playing
and
trivia
mahjong.
and pinball games. I love those pinball games.
Damn.
They feel just like the real thing,
You know what I love? Farmville.
Yeah, there you go, Farmville. Yeah. I like those games that play themselves. You know, I set my phone down and eat a sandwich. Just watch
and then
it.
I win. Hey.
Man.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about that idea that we had a long time ago? I mean, it's already basically happened about the game just called High Score.
I don't know if we ever had that conversation.
Yeah.
You get a game. It's called High Score.
Uh-huh.
You play it. You get a high score.
Isn't that like?
And the thing is that
Yeah.
then now there's a bunch of games that are just do
Yeah,
that. They're
I was
idle
about to
games.
say, it's
They're the
kinda
idle
like-
games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
we
like-
came up with the idea for an idle game like fucking 10 years
sounds
ago,
like-
and I didn't do it.
love them, dude.
And no,
Yeah, it's crazy.
What was that one? It was called Number Go Up.
number go up. See,
Yeah.
that's all we're
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah. And I
Uh-huh.
was even
That was-
thinking
it
you
was
could
just
sell
like a-
people
it was just
DLC
yeah.
that would be different skins. So like if
Uh-huh.
you're really into basketball, you're like, here's the basketball scoreboard. Number go up. Like,
Uh-huh.
it
Go
just-
up.
right? High score. You got the high score, and it would say that like every once in a while. Amazing. This is the highest score I've ever seen, and it would just constantly,
Right.
I'm doing great.
Yeah, another
I'm doing-
dopamine hit after
Yeah, that's it.
dopamine hit
Yeah.
for
Uh-huh.
no effort.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
Watching actual frogs cross the road.
There you go.
Yeah. I would do that.
Right.
Man.
I would, man.
Do we have any idea when this is? Because this is
No.
like not even in production start.
No,
This
no.
is all
They
the
just
production
got- yeah.
stuff
exactly.
that,
So-
all we're getting is just like, hey, here's the director. We'll probably start getting some like casts.
Well, here's the
stuff.
screenwriter. They've had a director for
Yeah.
a while,
Yeah,
but
right.
they keep
There's a
losing
screenwriter.
like screenwriters, etc.
Yeah.
And so now they've got a guy who's actually going to do the thing.
How much is Sucker Punch going to be involved?
You
know what I mean? Like-
they're supposedly they're working very close, but they always say that.
They do.
They
yeah.
always say it, man.
Uh-huh.
And so who's to say? But I feel like, as far as Ghost of Tsushima, you can just do like a 1-to-1 retelling of that story, and you're fine. Just
right
make sure you
there.
got some foxes.
Mhm.
Make sure you pet some foxes.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
all a.
Got to have
a
the
good-
wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Make it obvious.
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Gotta
man.
have main dude rolling
Mhm.
up on like a fortress, like
Uh-huh.
sword raised.
Yeah, well, he's got to
like,
find a
or like
way
this,
in first.
You know,
You got to creep
Yeah.
on.
No,
in
just
that
go through
motherfucker.
the front door, man.
And yell at him.
Yeah,
And yell at him.
sometime- Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
You know?
Come and fight me.
Yep.
Come and fight me.
Yeah,
I love
dude.
doing that.
Me too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's-
So, but it should be a no-brainer because honestly, Ghost of Tsushima is already like super cinematic.
Yeah, yeah.
know,
I mean, the
and-
intro, you just keep it the fucking same.
Yeah.
Like, that's the beginning of the movie, right?
Right.
I don't know. This one's a weird one though, because I guess like, why would you want to watch Ghost of Tsushima instead
don't
of
play video
it?
games.
That's
That-
it. Though,
that's
right?
it.
That's
So
really
if
right?
you are a fan
mean,
of
it
Ghost of
depends.
Tsushima, they're not
Yeah.
going to hit that mark.
they're not.
It's
yeah.
too high. The bar is too high, and so it would be for people who just because they're not going to tell another story.
Yeah.
If they did, they would do it in a sequel. So this is going to be him versus Genghis Khan. Is it Genghis? No,
No,
it's,
his name is
it's not Kublai Khan.
no, it's not Shiwan Khan. It's
No.
not. It's man.
Yeah, that other one.
It's con.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that's the thing. It's like it's one of those movies where it's like, oh, I love Ghost of Tsushima the game. Let me go watch this movie,
Mhm.
and you're gonna be sitting there the whole time, just like, oh man, this isn't.
So they're all
Because
gonna
it's
be.
also open ended, like how you approach these things. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Mhm.
they may not the Jinsekai that you see in the movie may not be your Jinsekai.
Right.
Right.
And So,
Mhm.
but we'll see. I've got hope. You're
Oh,
gonna have to
yeah,
have a
yeah.
lot of CG. Jesus Christ. Ghost of
think
Tsushima
so?
is too pretty. I don't even know if real life is as pretty as Ghost of Tsushima. Like that tall grass,
Okay.
bro.
Yeah. They
Uh,
can find some inspired locations.
They'd have to
Yeah,
have some
yeah.
serious
Hey,
wind
they can
all
do it.
times.
Yeah. They
You
can do a
know?
lot of cool things with coloring.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
And
You
and
know?
digital filters and shit.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing how they recreate the visual splendor
Right.
that is Ghost
right.
of Tsushima.
But I guess in my head I'm thinking Ghost of Tsushima kind of recreates the splendor of old samurai movies. Just So
I mean,
it's like
that's true as well.
you know?
but that was before there was all these buildings everywhere. and shit.
if we fucked
So
it up.
We fucked it up.
Had
So-
to build stuff all over this beautiful landscape.
Oh, yeah. Even though there are tons of great sceneries still in Japan.
Plenty of
Oh, yeah.
those movies were shot in between interstates.
Yeah, that's right.
They actually
in
had a
that
film.
one grassy area. They just got to frame
Just
it.
don't look
correct.
that way or
Exactly.
that way.
No,
or
exactly.
We gotta.
And they're gonna film in like Australia or
Yeah.
New Zealand.
It's always New Zealand.
Every time.
Mhm.
Yep.
They have all the biomes, though. They have all the biomes.
They do.
Right, they do.
They do.
Yeah. And so I'm hopeful, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
more PSVR 2.
Oh, that's it's,
Potentially
it's-
delayed?
Yeah, man. That's just not coming out to 2023, man.
Maybe.
It's not.
Maybe.
It's not. I don't know why you're so hopeful.
I don't know that I'm hopeful. I just think
Same
that
thing you
it's-
did with Abandoned.
What do you
You
mean?
were so hopeful. You don't remember? You were so hopeful, and I'm over here like you're gonna get your heart broke, and you're like, no. You're like, no. This is the Land Before Time. That's beautiful. Yeah, dude, it's not coming this year.
It might. It might. I know that one thing that they
wanna
need
put
to
four
fix
fives
though is
on
where
it?
that
Say you want-
motherfucking
I'll
cable's
put 4
coming
fives
out.
on it. I'll put 4 fives on
They
it.
need to fix where that cable's coming
Quit
out. I
changing
know
the
that.
subject. Quit changing the subject.
That's why
That
they
is-
delayed
that
it
is very
and
odd.
fix that dumb shit.
They
That's the
showed everybody, and
stupidest
everybody's like,
fucking thing.
no.
Why would you put it right there where your ear is?
Yeah.
No, it really bothers me. It's
Yeah, it
for
is-
something
it
that's
is
so
odd.
that's designed so well in every other aspect. Why is that cable right there?
Yeah, it's like it's the name of the game to keep the cable always in front of you. You want it to swivel. Like most of the time, I end up putting the cable like over my shoulder,
Oh
like,
yeah,
behind me. You know, like
Mhm.
something like that. If that's the deal, then that's going to be hyper problematic.
Yeah.
You know, like you're trying to wave your arms around, man. We don't
Right.
need cable going in front of your body. But then again, that might
See, I've
not.
always thought with like the PSVR 1 had a disadvantage having the camera, right? So you
Mhm.
always had to make sure that your camera was in a spot
Where you could see all the lights.
where you could see everything, you
Right,
know?
yeah.
And because of the length of the cable and them not making extension cables for the camera,
Uh-huh.
then you really had to put it in front of your TV and face your TV,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
But with PSVR 2, you should be able to aim yourself in any direction.
Right.
And the smartest thing to do is to face the opposite way and have your
Right.
shit plugged in behind you,
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you know you get hype and you jerk your head just right.
Well, I
and
mean,
then
that
I think
can happen
ultimately
either-
the
either
answer,
way.
the answer
way.
is just a longer cable, but not too long. You know,
Because they haven't said how long this cable's going
Right.
to be, or if you can use an extension cable, or you know all this
Right.
kind of stuff. you
well,
know?
without a breakout box, that means it's going to be direct USB connection.
Mhm.
So you should be able to use an extension cable.
yeah, you should just be able to use a long C cable
Mhm.
and plug it right into the
Yeah.
front.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so we'll see. I mean, I still think that that's not the final design. I think they're just letting us know, like, hey, here's what we got right now, and
Better not
then
be.
let's listen to the
Yeah.
consumers. Let's just listen to the community bitch a little
Yeah,
bit.
and you'll see it in 2023.
Yeah,
I need
yeah,
to, I need
I
to see
truly
if other
believe that.
people are bitching about this cable though, because I don't know that I've heard anybody else say this.
Well, I think most people are kind of focused on everything else that PSVR 2 can do instead of just looking at that damn cable.
Look at that goddamn cable.
Yeah, right.
Why'd they put it right there?
You know what I'm saying? I'm over here thinking about, oh my God, the field of view, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, dude, Unreal Engine 5. Can you imagine the water and horizon, Forbidden West, and PSVR 2? And you're like, but the cable.
But
you
that
see.
cable.
But that cable. What are we
cable.
gonna do about this cable?
I want to be able
You
to
know?
wear good headphones.
So what's the solution then? Do you get a? Because you can't have like a swivel
you
input.
You put it somewhere
because
else.
it's gonna eventually short out, and so yeah,
I mean, you put it on the
that
back.
that's a very yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
You know,
But then there also aren't headphones. The headphones would connect right there. Okay, boom. Yeah, so that's just for
yeah. But
the
if you're wearing
earbuds.
cans,
and the cans will go over,
you know,
so
and
that's gonna
they'd
go directly
conflict
over
right there where that cable is.
Mhm.
You know, and then you got a little gap right there, and then you
Well,
got
they're
one
gonna
that's
have
cockeyed
to-
off.
They're gonna have to account for the
it's
Pulse
not-
headset,
Right.
They have to
Th-
do
right.
that. So, yeah, I think there's gonna be
Can't be final.
No, there's no way.
Mm-mm.
There's no way.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Front probably looks about like it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are going to be the angle of the inside out cameras and
Yeah.
everything.
I think the point here is just to get people talking about it.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
Well, I'm
So-
talking about that cable.
Absolutely.
That's
hey,
what I'm
hey,
ta-
keep it up. I need to change that shit. Is that a yellow jacket?
That's some. No, it's a fucking stink bug.
Again?
Mm,
We're plagued.
Okay.
Plagued by the stink bugs.
Plague.
All right.
Don't let it
Alright,
land
well,
on your mouth.
Yeah.
No. All
Mm.
right. Well, eyes open. But
My
yeah, all
bane.
this to say that, bro, what the fuck? Hello.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
More shit. Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello.
You can't say goodbye because they say
They
hello.
say hello. Hello Games just will
They
not
won't
give up.
Ever say goodbye.
Bro, they're just like, look, man, you remember those promises we made you?
Yeah.
We did not forget.
Uh-huh. That's
you
right.
know? I mean, what they just put out an expansion. What was that, like 2 months ago?
Wow. Was it only
I
2
think
months
it was
ago?
like two,
Yeah.
maybe 3 at most.
Wow. It was
But-
this year.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Mhm.
this one actually has some additions to the physics engine.
Right.
Right. So now they're like cloth physics and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what? They brought the hands back for VR.
So is this only for next gen stuff?
No, I think it's across the board.
Wow.
Now I don't know
Crazy.
what they're gonna do
Yeah.
with that Switch version.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they've added that. They've made it so that it's faster to actually travel between planets.
Oh,
you
that's
know?
cool.
Yeah. Right. They focus a lot more on space combat as well. Would you, Quintus? Would I? Uh huh.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
It is. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just they just won't stop. You know, they've added more storylines, more story content as well. So if you don't only want to have to gather just to gather, you know, and gather some more, you know, there's actually objectives.
So
and
somebody's not
quest
stealing
lines
your
and story.
carbon all the time.
Yeah.
Right? You know.
But
You know,
someday, somehow you will die, and someone's gonna steal your car.
Steal your
seriously.
carbon.
They're gonna steal
That's
your
right.
carbon. You know? Like all these things always make me want to get back into.
Have
No
they
Man's
added
Sky.
dogfighting to the game?
Well, they have now. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Because now you can even hire your own squadron,
Oh, Jesus.
and then actually adjust the squadron's AI and all their loadout and shit. Yes, man. Like they're going for gold. They're going for broke. It's crazy. It's crazy, and it's inspirational. You know. Like
And you said that you've played it again since that time we were playing it, and you
Uh-huh.
played it in VR, and they
Yeah.
fixed the
it's gorgeous.
on 5 with the PSVR.
Uh-huh. Yes, with PSVR 1, it is gorgeous. Now the biggest problem is that you're still playing with the Move controllers, which is one of the biggest reasons why I barely ever touch my PSVR. is 'cause
See, I wish
that
the
really kind of
the Game
breaks
Pass
things.
version would have worked in VR because I couldn't get it to load at all. Actually, I
Does
couldn't
the-
get
does
that
the
fucking
Steam
version.
work in VR? It should, right?
I just don't have it on Steam.
Okay,
Yeah.
that might be worth investing in, man. Like with all these changes and additions that they've made. You know, like that's the only thing about trying to play No Man's Sky now. Like all these additions are really beneficial to people who've been playing this game for a long time. If you're starting out, it's so daunting.
Yeah.
Because there's so much now, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I had a hard time just trying to figure out, okay, where am I going?
Yeah.
And you know, like what's the situation?
Yeah, because I had a big problem with that. I started the game, played for, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours, and just kept going like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I mean, they have objectives and everything for you.
Yeah.
And so, like, I guess if you just keep up with everything, you know, you probably will be led that way.
Yeah.
But the game is so open-ended that it's really easy to just start exploring and end up in a place where you can't really fulfill those objectives
Yeah.
and then not know how to go about getting back to the next objective.
You've
You know what
used
I'm
up all
saying?
your resources. You're now stranded, and then
Yeah.
it's like, well, I guess I got to start a new
Start
game.
over?
This
Yeah,
seems.
real, you know? Or I mean, you got multiplayer, so
Yeah.
come save me, Phil.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
man.
yeah, that might be worth revisiting though, like as a multiplayer experience and just saying what's
Do
up.
they have the same kind of community that Elite Dangerous does, where like if you run out of fuel, you can hit somebody up online and be like, "Hey, come bring me some fuel."
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because there's a group of people in Elite Dangerous that's what they do. They play the game specifically to like you get on their subreddit or whatever and go, "Hey, I'm stranded here," and they'll be like, "All right, hold on." And you got to pay them, of course. But
Right.
Right.
But
Yeah,
you got the Galactic Fleet, man.
Yeah,
It's like,
uh-huh.
okay, well,
Space
we got
AAA.
you.
Come
Yeah,
on,
dude.
come get
Dude,
me.
I love that.
Yeah,
You know, that's amazing to me.
It's,
Be like,
it's
that's-
pretty amazing.
That's
Yeah.
what we're doing. We're just we're over here on standby. We're harvesting some shit.
Yep.
You get in trouble, call us.
Yeah.
man. You know what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying?
got an alert. Hold on.
Yeah, be right back. You know, getting your ship and flying off.
It's fucking
Yeah,
funny.
you know, like it's just nice to see a studio really double down on their efforts to deliver
Double?
on.
It's like
yeah, I'm telling for a
quadruple
double
down.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I mean, they just won't stop, but they're
They-
trying to
no,
fulfill
man.
their promises to the community, man, and that's awesome. You know, we live in an era now where. Like Call of Duty Vanguard,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know, motherfuckers would just jump ship. They'll be like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
we're not going to do that. We're not going to throw money into it anymore to try to
Mhm.
make it into that thing that you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, think about Battlefield. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, we're not. They're not going to do it. You know, Hello Games is like, nah, man, this is our opus, and we're going to continue to show you why we said what we said up front. You
Hello
know?
Games
So-
doesn't make other games. They
Right.
just keep making this one.
Uh-huh.
And they keep making it better.
Yeah.
With their
Yeah.
cut-off S's.
successfully, right?
That's always been weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom of the S.
It makes it futuristic, man.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no lines on the A?
In the future,
No,
the
in the
S's
future,
will
that's
not
what it
have
is.
We've
vowels.
evolved past the bottom of the
Well,
S.
yes.
Yeah,
right.
dude. You
Okay.
know, that's like
see.
in my grayscale.
Yeah.
You know, rock that triangle, bro.
You just
Yeah.
had to drop
With
a
it,
triangle
you know?
on
Absolutely.
him.
Yeah. Triangle wins, man.
Triangle does win.
Yeah.
Triangle man.
Triangle, man.
Big snacks.
Big snacks.
Big snack.
We've talked about bug snacks a couple of times. So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Would he have bug snacks? Because I got it free for PS5.
Five.
So it's
Five.
not the
I was about
PS4
to say,
version,
it
huh?
wouldn't be on PS4.
Maybe.
Just maybe. It's worth you checking out.
Yeah,
you
you
should
should
log
look.
into my account
Okay.
and see.
Bug Snacks is amazing. I don't care, man.
It's
so
an oddity,
good.
and I know you dig
It's
on
a
it.
treasure.
Yeah.
It's a treasure, man. God, so we get our Isle of Big Snacks. We finally got the
man.
date for it. That's going to be on the 28th.
Some
this
big ass
month.
tater tots.
Bro,
Those
you
are,
don't even
yeah.
know. And then you can, like, of course, you go out there, you know, take a picture of the bug snacks, whatever. You can catch them. Then you can feed the bug snacks to the people in the village.
Yeah.
And as they eat the bug snacks, they'll take on certain of the characteristics
Yeah,
of
like
the bug
their
snacks.
arm will turn into something.
You can turn their arm into a curly Q French fry if you want to. You can actually change the texture of their skin.
Oh,
So you can take
yeah, you could.
feed
Yeah.
them like a ribble peat or whatever, and
Yeah.
give them like a ribby texture. Dude, it's crazy. Like if you go to my Snackberg, those people are abominations. You know,
just fucked them all up.
And so
You've
and-
grafted everyone.
Absolutely, yes. And the way that the Isle of Bug Snacks or Isle of Big Snacks is going to work is you can actually just go to the town of Snackberg and you have a conversation, and then they'll basically lead you to a side quest where you're able to go to the island. So even if you finish the game, if you continue your game, they'll start you off before the point of no return, because that shit got crazy. They'll start you off before the point of no return, and you're able to just have a conversation with someone, and then you're off to the island.
Oh.
So you never have to start the game over if that's what you're doing. You don't have to. They make it
Nice.
easily accessible
Nice.
to newcomers and veteran players alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's brilliant.
Man.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you've never been chased down by a bunger, bro, you ain't lived.
I ain't
Bunger,
lived
bunger,
until I've been
bunger,
chased
bunger.
down by a bunger.
Bunger?
Bunger, bunger,
Bunger,
bunger,
bunger,
bunger,
bunger,
bunger,
bunger,
bunger.
bunger.
That's
Yeah,
great.
dude.
Little curly fry legs.
PKL, you were right. All we will have in the future is Taco Bells and No Man's Sky, unless you're in Europe, and then it's all Pizza Hut.
It's all Pizza Hut, which is going out of business. So I don't know about that. We'll see.
Looks like other people do out pizza the
Right.
Hut.
Ah, hey,
Hey man, I'm just going off of what I learned from Demolition Man.
right? Oh man,
So speaking of that game that failed,
yeah, yeah, they're trying.
so this is
This is
just for
Vanguard.
Vanguard, or is it also?
Yeah, this is for Vanguard. They have another pack
Okay.
that they're adding to Cold War.
Is it free?
You know, hell no, nothing's free. In this
Well,
game.
then
What
we're
are you
not
talking
playing it
about?
now.
Right. What about reinstalling Cold War? Like,
Yeah.
I'd love to play some zombies.
I wouldn't
man.
mind playing Cold War. I don't give a fuck about Vanguard.
Right,
though.
right. But that's the thing, right? Is I think it's all under the umbrella of Vanguard. Well, no, it's if you have it all installed. Yeah, we should play some COD Zombies, man. We should get on some Cold War.
See, they already knew that game was going to be garbage because when you boot it up, it
They're
still
like,
has
"Do
the
you wanna
last
play
game
the
shit.
last game?
Right.
Still play
It's
it.
got-
yeah,
right.
yeah. Here's Warzone. Here's
Yeah.
Cold War.
Here's what you really want,
here's
but we
Vanguard.
do have this
Yeah.
new thing you just spent $60 on.
And so
$70.
yeah, they
So
put
they
out
didn't
a,
actually announce any of this.
No,
they
well,
just
they did.
teased it.
Yeah, they
Oh.
put out a teaser trailer, and during the trailer, you get the Godzilla sound.
Oh yeah.
And so,
oh yeah.
they give you the sound bite, and then they kind of chop it up.
I don't know,
whatever.
man. They should have
So-
made it a little bit more esoteric than that.
Is
They
it?
should have started at da-na, da-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's like
wonder
some
if it's
people
just the sound though. Like, can you attach that to like your like
No.
guns or something where it's just
Well,
like
make it a taunt.
that'd be hilarious. That'd be really good. You never know, man, because I mean, there are some maps where they'll have like a giant that you
Yeah.
have to face.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
they've done
yeah,
that
yeah.
with like a giant robot that you've
Oh,
had
yeah.
to face before, and so it'll probably just end up being like a naturally occurring calamity that all of a sudden he shows up and starts breathing fire and fucking
yeah,
shit up.
all of a
or
sudden,
whatever.
no, Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla. There goes Tokyo.
That's right.
You know,
Pulling those high
And so-
tension wires down.
There's some people who speculate that it's going to be Godzilla versus Kong, which could be really, really interesting. But
That
we
was
don't
an
know.
alright movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what they do with
Eh.
this. But
It was alright.
I just don't know if you can save Vanguard.
Yeah. No.
You know, I do think that while it would be frowned I don't even know if that's the right way to phrase it. It wouldn't be conventional, I guess, to just like be like, okay, well, we're just gonna stop funding this thing and go back to Cold War and just keep funding that thing. You know, I wouldn't be mad
Has
about
that
it.
ever happened?
You know,
Has
seriously.
that ever happened? Like,
Right.
Nope.
no, that hasn't. Yeah.
It's like this is our new thing, and we're gonna keep polishing this turd until it's the shiniest turd you've ever seen. Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, well, we'll put some DLC out for that. Fine. But look at our new shiny turd, and it's like, but I don't want to. It stinks.
Oh man.
I don't want shiny turds.
Flush that
Who
turd.
was
Flush
that?
that
Go
turd.
back to the other
Who
one.
was that was like he could
Go back
sell,
to the other turd.
I think he was talking about Derek Zoolander. He was like he could put shit in tinfoil and put them on hooks and sell them as earrings. You remember that?
No, I don't remember that. That sounds like the Jerry Stiller.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
talking about selling them to the Queen of England.
Ba, 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 ba. Man,
Yeah, and so, but yeah, we'll see more news on this coming up very, very soon.
it should be Shin Godzilla. It's
I mean,
almost-
yeah,
it should be
you
Shin
know.
Godzilla.
Mecca.
Yeah, the silly looking one with the bug eyes. Back to
Well,
that.
really? That's what we're gonna do?
I didn't
Actually,
know it was last
I was
one.
about to say leave it.
This one's for you, buddy.
Yeah, bro.
This one's for you. Mm-hmm.
Fucking love that guy. I want to go back and watch Problem Child. I wonder where it's streamed.
Should.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is stream. I mean, I'm sure you can find it on like Amazon, but you
Probably
have
on
to pay
YouTube.
for it. Yeah, you probably could honestly
bet.
find it on YouTube. There's a
Uh-huh.
lot of shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
yeah.
Tons
it
of old
is
movies, man.
actually surprising.
Oh, I'm about to look.
Tons of old anime.
What you doing over there, buddy?
I already switched it over.
Okay.
Wait
I'm
on
like,
you guys.
no, it's just heartbreaking, man.
Well, it's not. It's only for us.
Oh well,
Oh.
but my heart is breaking. You see, so even if it's just for us, my heart is breaking. You see,
Is it breaking?
it's breaking. It's breaking on the inside. Let's see. Problem
this-
Child.
This is a movie.
It's a film.
This
It's a
is-
movie film
Yeah,
about a bagel.
about a bagel
Mm-hmm.
About an everything bagel.
and
Mhm.
yes, and
All of the
and
toppings.
and
Mhm.
it's also about hot dog fingers.
It's about hot dog fingers.
about rocks.
It is.
Yeah.
Surprise kung fu movie.
Surprise kung fu.
I wasn't
I don't know if I
expecting
wasn't
that.
surprised.
Drama,
yeah, I was
yeah.
pretty well expecting the kung fu. I mean, it's Michelle Yeoh. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, not
Yeah.
that everything she's
Yeah.
done has been kung fu, but I mean, like,
that's
come
a
on.
That's not the
huge
way that
part
this
of it.
trailer
You see
set
her
up.
do
though.
this.
They didn't
there's
exactly
probably
set it
gonna
up
be
to
some
do
kung fu.
They showed some kung fu in the trailer.
Some, sure.
You know, but it wasn't really necessarily. I wouldn't call it a kung fu movie.
It's
but
damn
it
close.
had a lot of-
It had a whole
lot
bunch of
of
kung
lot
fu
of-
with
it had
it.
a lot
Yeah.
of violence.
Good. Yeah.
It had a bunch of
Um,
very good kung fu.
Yes,
yeah.
it did. Yes,
Yeah.
it did. But I think it transcends a simple kung fu movie.
Yeah.
you
Okay.
know?
I would agree.
Like,
Okay.
it's something else entirely.
Yeah. It's got comedy.
you
It's
know,
got drama.
It's got sci-fi.
It's got
Mhm.
sci-fi. Yeah.
It's got chopsaki.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Chopsaki.
Yeah. It's
You
got
know,
it's got a little bit of kid family film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
a
it,
little
it gets wholesome. in there.
Wholesome.
Yeah.
It gets
Yeah.
really wholesome. in
Wholesome. Wholesome.
there. It's got a
hilarious.
little horror. It's a little terrifying at times.
Yeah.
To me, it feels like if Stephen Chow and Terry Gilliam made a film together.
Well, you know, the directors actually directed the Turn Down for What video.
Oh
Remember that?
yes.
Lil Jon video,
Yeah.
Turn Down for What?
Really?
That was
Yeah,
them.
dude.
Yeah, boy. That was them.
That's good.
Isn't that
Okay.
great? Isn't that great?
Wow.
That's the-
Have they done
Um,
any other movies?
Yes.
Okay. What else did they do movie
yeah, what
wise?
was the last movie? It was another kind of it wasn't mainstreamy. Here, I'll just look up their entire.
And this is like A24 or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
The only studio that's trying to make non-superhero films anymore.
Look,
I
man,
mean-
but they're coming out with banger after banger.
I was
right
about
now.
to say, man,
It's
and
just
you
nonstop.
know you're getting a A24 film.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Did
you
see
can
the
just
trailer for
look
Men?
at it.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Dude.
That does
Uh,
look good.
and The Northman.
Yes.
Yes, that
Yes.
looks
I'm
great.
very
Both of them
interested
look
in
good.
that.
Mhm.
That's is that out yet?
I don't
Norseman?
think
Yes.
it is. It's out now.
Is out.
Shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
the directors are called the Daniels. I wish
Yep, the
Daniel
Northman.
Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. What were their other films? Y'all can keep talking. I mean, I'll figure this out in a minute.
Well, we actually just saw it today. You saw it Monday.
Right. And I'm kind of jealous that it's fresh in your brain.
Oh, really?
So,
I mean,
'cause
there's
a lot.
There is a lot.
Yeah.
See, it's funny because
So-
I feel the opposite way. I wish I'd had time
Time to think about it
absorb
more.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think it's one of those movies that you definitely want to see twice.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
like even
Yeah,
after
they
you
kind of
finish
pick
it,
up on a lot
I
of
would
stuff.
I would watch it like immediately again.
Yeah.
And with no shame, no qualms.
Absolutely.
Um,
That said, what had happened?
What had happened?
Chinese immigrant, mama owns failed laundromat.
Yeah.
Hates life.
Yeah.
Is being audited by Jamie Lee Curtis.
Who was great.
Her husband, who wants a divorce, ends up being overtaken by alternate reality self and tells Chinese lady that she is inadequate, and due to her inadequacies, she is superior and is the only hope for saving all of reality.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Did you get all that?
it.
Did you get all that?
And bagels.
Take notes.
And bagels.
And bagels.
And bagels.
Can't forget about the bagels.
And so, be able to get the rights to Kratos. Right? It does have a very, very God of War vibe to it. But I'm going to watch that movie anyway.
But this is starring Michelle
Swiss
Yeoh.
Army Man was the last movie. That's the one I was trying to remember.
Swiss Army Man. Did I see the?
They
trailer
did,
to that one?
Ambulance and Swiss Army Man. And
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Swiss Army Man's pretty funny.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Is that the one where the guy's propelling himself with poots?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
basically a guy finds what's his name, Frodo.
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood. Yeah, Elijah Wood is a dead body, and a guy finds a dead body and then uses the dead body to do things.
Oh no, it's not
Hilarity.
Elijah Wood.
Is
It's
that
no, it's Harry Potter.
Oh, it's Harry
It's,
Potter. That's right.
What's
Right.
What's that guy's name?
You know the best Elijah Wood
Daniel
role?
Radcliffe.
You know the best
Gotcha.
Elijah Wood? Sin City.
Oh, that's your favorite Elijah Wood?
Oh my fucking God.
Man,
Yeah.
That dude was terrifying.
he was terrifying. I really like him in Wilfred
Yes.
because he's
Okay.
falling
Yeah, he's
apart
good.
that entire
Uh-huh.
time.
That's true.
Yeah. Hey
All right,
man,
we're
you
way
ever
off
seen
topic.
Maniac?
Speaking of falling apart,
Right.
Michelle Yeoh
No.
sure is falling
talk about
apart
it.
in
We'll talk
this
about it.
movie.
All right. So yeah, and it is. This is another film that is kind of complicated to have a conversation about.
Kind of complicated.
We have
yeah.
to go into spoiler territory.
Pretty
so if
much
you have
immediately.
not watched the movie. Go ahead, hit that follow, hit the bell icon, watch the movie, come back and watch this footage.
And watch it
That's
again.
right.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we're gonna have
watch
that
it again.
talk. It's impossible to not.
Yeah, we
Go
have
into
to go
spoiler
into
territory.
spoilers now. It is really good. It's
Yeah.
really, really
It's
good.
a phenomenal film.
Yes.
It's a great watch. However, it's not the type of film that you go and watch and expect the film to just do all the work.
Right. No,
it
no, no,
requires
you-
thought. It
yeah.
requires you to have a bit of imagination yourself, and sometimes throw logic out the door a little bit.
Oh
and-
yeah. I
Yeah.
think if
Yeah.
you're willing to at least just roll with the punches of this movie, it really isn't that hard to keep track
It's
of what's
not.
going on.
It's not.
They really do. It's not like any of this shit really comes from nowhere. They'll set stuff up in the background, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, that's what they were getting up to.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like
It's-
my favorite part of the whole damn thing when they're talking about Raccoon Nui.
Right,
Like that.
uh-huh.
Like when she said it
The
originally.
knockoff.
Yeah.
You
she's
thought
got-
she was just mispronouncing
You
some
thought
she
shit,
was
and then they
mispronouncing-
lean in, and you're like, "Oh, Raccoon
God.
Nui."
Right.
Raccoon.
What was
Not
I thinking?
Ratatouille.
Not Ratatouille.
She
It's so
said
funny,
it.
'cause Joy was cracking up. Like, a matter of fact, at that point, she had Joy tied to a
She
chair.
did.
She
Uh-huh.
had both of them tied up, right?
Yeah.
No,
And
no,
so-
no, just
Joy was tied
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, she starts cracking up, laughing. She's like, "You're talking about Ratatouille?" She's like, "No, Raccoon Cooey." Was it Raccoon Nui or Raccoon
I
Cooey?
think it was Raccoon.
I thought it was Raccoon Cooey, but,
it could have been whatever.
Yeah, right. But,
Either
I
way,
mean, it was
as long as a
hilarious.
raccoon is involved,
Right.
and it's sitting on some dude's
Right.
head,
Being a little chef.
Teaching them how to
Helping
cook,
him cook.
yeah, in a hibachi restaurant,
It's like I was nothing without the raccoon.
right?
I didn't even know how to boil an egg, and he taught me how to
spin
spin
it on
one.
a spatula. Yeah, so good, dude. So good.
So,
And so,
yeah.
all right. So starting from the top, so Michelle Yeoh owns a laundromat that is failing,
Yeah.
and she is stressed all the way out. Her husband, who is very patient, very very kind,
Kind of a
was
goofball.
also he was also in the Goonies.
Yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude.
Mind blown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. check it out. Yeah, he actually ended up quitting movies and acting for like 20 years, and then he finally came back. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we say a booby twap.
What the
So it's a booby twap.
dude?
It's a movie twat.
But anyway, so she has a caring, loving husband, and you know, she really doesn't give him the time of day, you know, and he's to the point where he wants to serve her divorce papers.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
But he doesn't really want to divorce her. He just wants to talk. Right.
Right,
So,
yeah.
you know, he had some friends. They did the thing. They, you know, the guy was like, "Here, I'm serving you papers." They talked about their relationship, and it saved their relationship. So that's really what he's going for here. She won't even give him the time of day to even look at it. She just shrugs it off.
Yeah.
Her father now lives with her above the laundromat, and he's hyper overbearing, you know, and is very disapproving of her and all of her life
And
decisions.
I love that dude.
Yeah, what's his
That
name?
guy's-
James Chen.
It's
Not
like
James
I've been
Chen.
saying, they've been making him an old man for the last 40 years.
Yeah, even
Oh,
when he wasn't an old man.
Yeah, always
Even when he
been.
wasn't
Just
an
a
old man, they just
crotchety
made
old
him look
man
like an
every
old man.
time.
Uh-huh.
I always think about him in Blade Runner where he's making those eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's James Hong.
James
Hong,
Hong,
James
that's
Hong,
it. Yeah,
who's legendary.
legendary.
Yeah,
dude.
he's a legend. And so, like, he's always disapproved of her and all of her decisions that she's ever made in her life, including marrying the man that she married. You know, we'll talk more about that.
Well, because he took her from her family.
Well, but he was already, you know, disappointed because she was a girl. you know,
Right,
Oh
so
my
being a
God,
boy-
that was the
And so
line
he,
right
like-
there. We're sorry, it's a girl.
girl.
Yeah.
As she
Uh-huh.
was born, like fuck,
And
man.
so from the very outset, you know,
Yeah.
he was, you know, very disapproving of her. But then she chose to get married to, what is his name? Ki-hee Kwan.
Yeah.
And then
Short
moved to
round.
America. Short round. Yeah. And so he was very upset, ends up cutting her off from the family, etc.
Yeah.
But then he got old, he started getting sick, and had to move in with her, and that creates more hell. She also has a daughter named Joy, who... you know, she has a girlfriend named Becky, which I thought was funny because it's a
Becky,
white
yeah.
girl named Becky. And I'm like, really, guys, that's what we're doing?
Oh, she's part Mexican. You know,
Yeah,
it's-
right. Yeah. You know, I'm like, Becky, really? But you know, she tries to introduce Becky to the family, and her mom is kind of, not approving. She's acceptant, but she won't introduce Becky to her grandfather as who, you know, Becky actually is. She's like,
Right,
oh, that's
right,
Joy's
right.
friend. And Joy's like, no, that's my girlfriend, man. It's like, how do you
Yeah.
explain that? And so yeah, so she's
she
got
keeps-
all these things going on. The IRS is breathing down her neck. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Is
Um,
so good in this.
Boy.
I love it.
Boy.
When I realized
She's a
that was-
troll from the IRS.
such
a-
She is
oh.
just the
yeah,
best.
she's Deidre, man, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
she is horrifying,
Yes.
and she is entitled, and she is perfect in that role.
Wonderful.
She's perfect. Especially she and Michelle Yeoh have an amazing dynamic.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they just really, really do as like
They're great
on-screen
And in one
presences,
universe, they're a
like,
couple.
Right. You
Yeah.
know?
It's
Okay,
the hot
so-
dog finger universe.
We're getting there.
We're
So
getting there.
yeah. It's a weird convoluted crawl. And so so she's, you know, sitting there in the elevator at the IRS. All of a sudden, you know, her husband, who's wheeling her grandfather around, switches and becomes another version
Yeah,
of
yeah,
himself.
because this is all like multiverse, like
Right.
based on multiverse and like string theory.
Well,
and
that's
shit
the
like
thing.
That.
So he
Yeah.
explains to her that there are several different universes in which every possibility plays out. So
Yeah.
basically anything
Yeah.
like, you know, we have a decision right now. You know, the camera could cut out, you know, a storm could come in, camera could cut out, all of a sudden we're recording the stream offline.
Everything's a divergent path.
Exactly.
That's right.
And
In
each-
In one, we diverge off and we don't complete the episode and we just say fuck it.
Yeah.
And then in
one
the
we
other
completed
one, we
offline,
complete it
and
offline.
one it never happens to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
So-
this part of the concept reminds me a lot of like Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
Or the Adjustment Bureau.
yeah,
Yeah.
these are
Or-
concepts that I've thought about
right.
my entire life.
Right.
you
These
know?
are just.
It's kind
yeah.
of cool that metaverse is the current
Steins
Yeah.
trope. Yes, you know, metaverse is a trope for Hollywood right now,
Right.
And
Yeah.
globally,
Yeah.
really.
They're like, wait, we
but-
can kill characters and keep them.
Exactly. Or pull in multiples
can
of the
have our
same
cake
character.
and eat it too.
Exactly.
We
we
can-
don't have to pay one actor.
That's
This is great. You know, and so he's like, okay, well, take these headphones and meet me.
Take
instead
these
of-
big chunky
instead of making
Bluetooths.
they're
the
huge.
chunkiest
Yeah.
Bluetooths.
Instead of making a left and going to the adjustment, the IRS
yeah.
agent's office, turn right and go to the janitor's closet.
Yeah.
And of course, she doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so things start getting a little fucky. And once again, he comes back and she ends up going to the he
Yeah.
tells her how to actually like
Yeah, he
teleport.
writes it down
He's
on
like
the
put your
divorce
shoes
papers.
on different different feet.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, he
on
wrote it
different Pete's.
on different Pete's.
Put 'em on them Pete's.
you know, I remember Pete and Pete.
I
no,
do.
but
I love that show.
that's so good. But he did. He actually wrote instructions for her to do something weird because
Right.
in order to access another verse, you have to basically just do something really odd and
Yeah.
random.
Well, you have to
and
do
that basically gives you a
something-
launch pad to go to another
Right.
version
Something
of
completely
yourself.
divergent of what
What
you would be
normally
expected to
actually
do. Yeah,
do.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That
it's
way,
like, put
to
your
give you
shoes
the
on the
furthest
opposite
point
feet.
from where you actually are in the multiverse
Yeah.
to kind of like
Slingshot you.
They say, yeah, this
It's like a
slingshot
slingshot.
you
I'm
over
just,
to
I'm
where
just
you
gonna
want to
say,
be.
as soon as she tapped those awards,
Oh, dude.
I knew what was going on.
Oh,
with those.
of
yeah.
course.
I knew.
Of course, and that scene was great.
That shit was
All
so
right.
fucking good.
Yeah. Okay. So she ends up
Getting there.
learning that she can, basically
Yeah.
move throughout. Well, okay. Wait. Whatever.
Well, it's
This
like
is-
it's
this is hard.
What she's doing is drawing the benefits of being in a certain world
Wait.
into her world.
No, that's going too far. I'm trying to get us into the janitor's closet.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah,
oh.
She put her
She
shoes
switches
on the
feet.
right. But
And then she thought about being in the
then
closet.
she thought about being in the closet, and then she was like just pulled into the closet.
That was-
but
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
actually just a space in her mind.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where her husband from the Alphaverse,
Mm-hmm.
the Alphaverse is the verse that started this whole thing. You know,
They're the ones that
and-
figured out how to do.
Yeah.
right,
what
and
they
it was
call
her. It was her character. That verse jumping.
What was her name?
Verse jumping,
Evelyn,
that's it, yeah.
Evelyn, that's her name in
Yeah,
the
her name's
film.
Evelyn.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Alphaverse.
And-
she
and-
actually invented the technology.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she experimented on her daughter a lot, her daughter Joy, and it ended up fragmenting Joy's mind and consciousness
Yeah.
to the degree that she ended up being able to verse jump so well that she existed everywhere, all at once.
All at once.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
able to access
Well, it's kinda like-
herself
it's
in
kinda like
every
Dr.
reality
Manhattan.
at all times. Yes,
Except
Yeah.
his is with time and hers is with multiple verses.
Right.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
that same kind of like hyper experience kind
right.
of thing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the name of that character was Jobu Tobaki.
yeah.
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 Yeah, and so she actually created Jobu Tobaki. So she
Yeah.
doesn't believe any of this shit's real, but it happens to be like, okay, here's how you can actually jump from one verse to another. And of course, she goes and tries to explain this to people.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work out.
They
that
think
way.
she's crazy.
Man, I just love it when he's first trying to explain it to her, and she's so caught up in the bullshit that's happening at the IRS office
Yeah.
that she can't even just stop
She
for a
can't
second
stop
and
for a
listen.
moment.
Well, they keep pulling her back
Right.
for the most part because Jamie
Yeah.
Lee Curtis is just like, hey, you're not listening.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This
Uh-huh.
is
I
serious.
am
And
listening. She draws that bagel.
Yeah.
She does, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know, and then you see them. That's the logo on
Uh-huh.
everything.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
love that subtlety. Those little things happen like
Yeah.
breadcrumbs the whole time. It's like you're
Yes.
saying, the
Yeah.
second watch, you'll probably see all this
Yeah,
shit.
you'll pick it up.
But-
and I mean, I don't think they're even that hard to pick up on the first one.
No, but you
Yeah.
won't appreciate it when you first see them. That's
no,
it. Because
no,
when you
not
first see them, you're like,
immediately. Not
Yeah,
immediately.
Those are
weird.
butt plugs.
yeah,
Yeah.
those were
You've
butt
got
plugs.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you have butt plug awards?
Yeah.
What have you
It's
been
like,
doing?
I put up with so much shit.
That's
right.
You know?
It's fucking
Jamie
good.
Lee
You know,
Curtis
and
has
so-
butt plug awards for
Uh-huh.
being a really good IRS
That's
agent.
right.
You know,
Uh-huh.
but that is like Philip was saying earlier.
Let that swish around
the
in
kind
your
of
brain for a
crux
bit.
of verse jumping is doing something odd so that it heightens the probability that you will be shifted into a consciousness of a you in a different universe that made different decisions, right?
Yeah.
So, and for her, one of her different verses was that she never married the guy that she married.
Yeah.
So she became a kung fu master. She stayed in China, became a kung fu master, and then also went on to be like the biggest kung fu movie star ever.
Right.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know? And so she's able to actually, do some things and verse jump into that mindset and then be able to carry over those skills into her real life. And then all of a sudden, I know kung fu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know?
It's basically-
And so-
Or I know how to hibachi.
I
Or
know-
Right.
yeah.
I know how to,
Or I have hot dogs for fingers.
Or I have hot dogs for fingers. That is one of the verses. There's the party verse.
The
there's
party
the
verse,
hot
yeah.
dog finger verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird.
There's the
Especially with
rock
the
verse.
cheese that comes out of them.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it
Bruh.
was mustard.
Ugh.
Was it mustard?
Oh,
it might have
that's-
been.
I
about
thought
to
it was
say, 'cause
ketchup and mustard.
One was ketchup, one was mustard.
Then
Yeah.
then even that's terrible.
but I also
That's
see what you're
gross.
saying.
Fucking
It-
Gross,
it-
all
it-
the way gross.
I mean, the hot dogs with the cheese in them are also gross. So,
Yeah,
you know,
right?
It's not better. over
Yeah,
there.
it was just
you know,
it was just awful.
it's-
Yeah.
it's
Every time I
bad.
saw it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's what you were supposed to.
Especially
this
like
is
in
the
that
bad.
world, she and the IRS agent Deidre
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
are actually a couple.
Yeah, they're a couple.
You know,
yeah.
and so in order for her to verse jump into her martial arts counterpart, she has to actually tell the actual Deidre, the IRS adjuster in the IRS world,
She loves
that's
it.
her world is the IRS world, that she loves her. You know, that she's in love with her. She has to profess her love, and so she has to convince herself that she believes it, and then says that, and then she'll be able to verse jump into that other version of herself.
And I guess
Oh.
that took a minute for me to chew on that's why she ended up in the hot dog world, because that is the world where the I love you was.
It's real.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
here's how I felt about this person in this reality.
Yeah.
And so that is a reality,
Right.
you know? So I know how that feels now. Now I can express it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a wild ride, but it's really not as convoluted to watch as it may be to talk
It's really
about.
not.
No,
yeah.
I don't think so. I think the story makes a lot of sense, especially if you aren't trying to pick apart the logic of some of the things, because like there is a lot that is like abstract very intentionally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can't get hung up on the abstracts, and if you don't, then it's
Yeah.
it's easy to understand.
What was that? I was trying to figure out what that scene in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
The,
when-
Where
the
they're-
probability machine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
It's
improbability
like
machine.
it's like an entire movie of that.
Yes.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. Absolutely. The whole scene where he has to like give himself, what is it, 4 paper cuts?
Oh yeah, and he
And
keeps
it's like,
trying.
he keeps
can't
trying,
do
he
it.
can't do it.
You can't ever give yourself a paper cut on purpose. It's
That
always
was-
when you
that
don't
was
want
the-
to.
That was the ooh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh,
that was
yeah,
what I
every
said.
time
I
he
was
hit
like,
one,
no,
ah!
that's
Uh-huh.
I felt that
Yeah.
shit.
Oh my god, dude, it was so well shot.
Yeah, and dude, I mean, just the first fight scene when they're in the IRS office and it's short round. What was his name? It was Wanold. Anyways,
what? Wait, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about her husband,
Oh, his name is like Waymond.
Waymond. Yeah,
his name is
yeah.
Waymond.
yeah.
Gotta
Get it out.
remember
I was
that.
gonna say Wanold.
Wanold.
Is that a
Waymond.
Chinger? That's
But
but
no.
obvious. Like,
No, hey, look it up. That's his actual name.
his name is not Wanold. Yeah, his name is Waymond,
Waymond.
which is very odd still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when he takes off his fucking fanny pack,
Oh
and just-
yes,
dude,
that was so slick. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, he ends up
on
taking taking off his fanny pack and
then just whooping on motherfuckers.
the same way. Did you all catch the where the hair never falls? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I did. I
You
actually
know.
started kind of humming. This is the story of like in the
Uh-huh.
theater.
Yeah, man. And so he ends up taking his fanny pack and he's like fighting with it. But then he's like fighting in the office, right? In the IRS office, ends up grabbing a whole bunch of rocks out of the fish tank.
Yeah,
Oh,
putting
You know,
them
dude,
putting
in
them
the
yeah.
fanny
in the
pack,
fanny pack, and then just
yeah.
starts going to work,
destroying
man. It's
motherfuckers,
so sick.
dude.
It's so sick, man.
And it's really weird when you really think about this
Oh, yeah,
movie.
me too,
It's,
Lon.
it's almost like one big it's almost one big fight scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what I was kind of saying about leaning on it as a kung fu movie, because almost
Yeah.
anytime they go back to something, it's kung fu again. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, that's because
like
Jobu
there's-
Tabaki is on the way, baby.
right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Right.
You know?
And
so, like the whole fight scene where she ends up smacking Jobu Tabaki in the face and she falls down on the couch, and then somebody walks in and she just poses.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
I just fell on the couch.
I just fell on the couch. You know?
Oh, and that's something we haven't shouted out yet. The
Yeah.
actress who played Joy was really good.
Yeah, she was awesome.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
Stephanie Sue.
Stephanie Sue.
Where have I seen her in?
I don't know.
I know I've seen her
She
from
looked
something.
familiar,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure. I can look up whatever other movies she's been in, but
Yeah.
she was in The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Asking for it. She was in Shang-Chi.
Oh.
Oh.
Still haven't seen
Code.
Shang-Chi. So.
Yeah,
Shang-Chi's really
Four-Faced
good.
Liar.
Mm.
I've never seen her.
Man.
You know?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Wonder what I would have seen her in. But yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
in the
she's
Karate Tortoise.
she is very awesome. I really like the full gamut of emotions that she goes through, because like every version of her is a little bit different, but they're all they all have that flicker of what's the demon called? The demon version of her?
Jobu Tabaki.
Jobu Tabaki. Yeah, they all have the Jobu Tabaki side that'll come out occasionally. You know what I mean? Because at the beginning, when they set up the, I guess the fight world, where everybody's just
everyone's kicking each other's
yeah.
ass. Yeah.
As soon as the Jobu Tabaki walked up in that one and she checked her mom at that point, I was like, oh, this is Joy.
Yeah.
I knew it immediately. Yeah.
Well,
Even
Jobu,
they don't
Jobu's
try
jumping the whole time. She's
Right.
just jumping between versions of herself the entire ride. And that's something else to be said about this film, man. Like, every actor in this film had to play at least 2, 3, 4 different roles.
Seriously.
You know, dramatically different roles. And it was amazing to watch them transition, like, between each one just on the fly like that.
Man,
you know?
when Grandpa had the gun, and she was all like, how do you learn how to speak English so well?
Or when Jamie Lee Curtis got, like, slapped or stabbed.
Oh,
or,
shit. No,
yeah,
when
dude.
she staples the
Staples
fucking
the
piece
thing-
of
piece of
paper on
to
her
her head.
Why'd you put this on my forehead? Just staple
yeah.
it.
I
and then she
didn't.
sit
You put
back.
it on your forehead.
Hell, when she
That
wanged her
scene
in the
was
face.
insane,
Yeah,
though.
that was
dude,
really good.
dude.
Yeah.
No,
Wait, which
Jamie Lee
scene?
Curtis is a fucking, like, just beast of a fucking pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she
Like,
came in Hugo and
Yes,
motherfuckers.
Yes, she did. That
Seriously,
when she was setting up
dude?
for that backbreaker, I'm like, that's a backbreaker.
Oh.
Oh my god, that's a
Dude,
backbreaker.
and that was hype
Uh-huh.
because he pulled that fucking exit sign off the roof and, like, put it behind his back real quick.
Uh-huh.
That was
Oh my god, the choreography
that's
is
my man.
top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch,
Top
man.
notch. Too
Really?
good.
God, dude, the movie's so good. It's
Yep.
so fucking good. And so Jobu Tabaki, since we've gotten to that point, was once again created by
Alpha Evelyn.
Alpha Evelyn, yes, and because she kept experimenting because she wanted to see how far the verse jumping could really actually go.
Yeah.
So she used her daughter. And so once again, she gained ultimate power, and Jobu Tabaki ended up basically becoming bored with life and reality, thought everything was meaningless, as everything kind of is. But she's like, okay, well, so I made a bagel. You know, I was bored. I made a bagel.
And I put
and I put everything
in
on it. You know, dogs, cats,
Everything.
grass, trees.
You,
know,
me,
Sesame seeds.
all of us.
Sesame
seeds,
seeds,
yeah,
you know?
poppy seeds.
God, oh, the script, man.
Salt.
Oh, it's a phenomenal script.
Yeah. You know, but the Everything Bagel was basically the Alphaverse thought that the Everything Bagel was a weapon that was
They
going
thought
to be
she was
made
making
to
a black
destroy
hole.
a black
Yeah.
hole to destroy all the universes because she was verse jumping and she was destroying universes as she was verse jumping. This is very reminiscent for those of us who played Endwalker. This is very Medion, very Medion. I thought that the entire time. And so, but in truth, what she wanted was someone who understood where she was coming from.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that person was her mother. So she was always looking for her mother. And when she finally found the version of Evelyn that, you know, the funniest part about this movie is that she's the worst version of
She's
Evelyn.
the worst version of Evelyn, which
Yeah.
is why she has the potential to be the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
she never tried anything. She never took risks in her life. She never
Never
took the
completed
time to
anything.
live. She
Yeah.
never finished anything.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and so yeah, when that gets explained to her, it's like, no, because you're just so
you know, because you're the worst.
you're the worst. You
That's
know,
why
Like,
you're the best.
right? And so, like, due to the fact that she didn't do all those things, which it could be argued that that's the reason why these other verses exist, is
Right.
because of her inactivity. I don't want to say
Right.
ineptitude, but it's her inactivity. That means that those other versions of herself are going to be successful by default, right?
It
So-
also makes me wonder if that's the whole problem with the IRS, like her deductions being incorrect anyway, is because of them getting passed from the other verses to that verse. Because there's a scene where she goes to lay down a piece of paper and it splits into two situations at the same time, and then she sets it down in two different places on the desk, and she like has this weird moment.
Right.
And when I saw that, I was like, so
She
is
just saw the paths diverge, though. It's like she saw both
Yeah.
realities, because what was happening is she does have the capacity, very much like Jobu Tabaki,
Yeah.
to experiment with all or experience all verses
Yeah,
simultaneously.
she
Yeah,
eventually
yeah.
gets to that
You
point
know?
to where she is.
But
Right, 'cause
maybe
she
she's-
cracks her clay,
but maybe
clay
she's
pot.
always
She
had
just
a
cracks
little
it.
bit of that, though. Maybe she's always had a little
Of
bit of
course,
that.
she's the one who
and
created
that,
it.
so that's the whole reason why she can't get her, like she doesn't even know
Can't get her
which pile
taxes
these
right.
fucking things go in. because
Right,
they-
like
right?
it's all passively happening to her, even if she's
that's
not aware
yeah,
of it.
yeah. It's like a byproduct
possibility.
of all the rest of the
it's
universe.
well, they
happening.
keep talking about how she's like always daydreaming. She's never actually there. You know.
And it was funny because it was really interesting. Well, not interesting. It was difficult to get into Evelyn's character initially because she was so cold and mean, man. You know, and it's just like, wow, like that of course there's going to be a redemption arc eventually, but
yeah,
up front it's just like, God, man, I hate this woman.
yeah.
You know, and it's like, and she didn't even love herself.
And
Even when she had that moment.
That's some damn good acting because Michelle Yeoh is a hard person to dislike.
Oh, yeah,
She
right.
Really?
You
No,
put out
yeah.
a killer performance of somebody that you just do not want to be around at all.
Seriously, I mean, it had to be a very difficult movie to write, and furthermore, a very difficult movie to film.
Yeah.
You know, like that had to take a lot of time. I think the budget was like $25 million, and you see it.
Oh yeah, you see every bit.
every bit of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That sounds cheap to me.
Yeah.
you
Seriously.
know?
Yeah.
that sounds low.
Uh-huh.
And so
That means they had talented staff.
oh yeah. Well, they care. They care
Yeah.
about that thing. And then I mean, the cast was well cast.
Again, A24, man. There's just something about all of these movies that they put out. Like they have a
I feel like Blumhouse does that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's actually caring about making a film instead of
Right.
just making some shit.
Making some money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. It's like if you make a good film, you're gonna make the money. That's a
Yeah.
byproduct. You
Yeah.
know? But
Mhm.
most people are like cash grab. you know?
Right.
And especially with this whole multiverse thing being as popular of a topic, we got the Multiverse of Madness coming
Yeah.
up.
Well, I feel like people are acclimated to the idea at this
Right.
Of the
point.
Right.
multiverse,
Well,
yeah.
of course.
of
but-
of a multiverse. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like it's a cult. It's in the zeitgeist now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Whereas if maybe maybe even 10 years ago, if you put a movie out like this, oh, this is weird. I didn't know what was going on.
Mhm.
And now it's
Yeah,
like
maybe. I mean, yeah. I guess
it could
that's
be
fine.
either
for-
or. It could be
but
either
we-
or. I'm just
but
saying
we
that
may-
now is a
but
better time than it would have been
on-
any other time
on a
in the
main
past.
stage. You
On
know
a
what I'm
main-
saying?
on a
On
main
main
stage.
on a main platform.
On a main stage.
Yeah, because us, we could watch a movie like that and be like, oh yeah, that's
Oh,
super
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
very
absolutely.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
It'd be considered more artsy
Yeah.
instead of being like more mainstream.
Right. Well, like I
Um,
mentioned, Adjustment Bureau. Adjustment
yes.
Bureau is a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
But it didn't catch on. It
Right.
was a movie that flew under the radar, and that
Right.
was it.
Yeah.
And it was a concept that I don't think a lot of people were trying to attach themselves to at that point. in
Yeah.
time, you know?
Right.
But this one,
Mm. Mm.
yeah.
And so it turns out that Jobu Tabaki's Everything Bagel was actually not meant to destroy everything.
It's
but to
just meant to
destroy her.
Just her.
Specifically,
her.
just her.
Yeah.
Because I
every
mean,
version of Joy was still a little tragic.
Right.
And kind of a little
and
lost.
in some way, like depressed for one reason or another.
Well, she just never felt like she was worth
She never
anything.
felt. Well, yeah.
You know?
You
Yeah.
know.
And so she wasn't getting validation at home. There was nowhere where she could get that level of love that she needed from her mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it all came down to it. So,
But every version of her mother was too busy for it, huh?
Too preoccupied with her own pain.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because at the end of the day, and of course, she ends up telling her mom, she's like, okay, I'm going to show you the Everything Bagel. Here's what it is. Now we're here together. Let's walk into it together.
Right.
And undo all of this. And of course, Michelle Yeoh ends up backing out a little bit. And we come to find out that Jobu Tabaki, the whole reason why Jobu was trying to find her was that she thought that only someone who could truly understand her and everything she was going through could convince her otherwise. So that was really the name of the game there, was to talk to Mama, and Mama talked me down,
Yeah.
and, even her mother couldn't do it initially.
Yeah.
And, she ended up having to let her daughter go.
Right.
Yeah.
And two,
Yeah.
it's just like the mother couldn't do it initially as well. But I mean, Waymond, actually, helped out there as well. Like
Totally.
as far as
They paid that
Evelyn's
man no
concerned.
attention.
Yeah. Well, what?
Well, who? Oh God, they ignore the shit out of him half the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, no, because he was just a big wacky goofball.
Yeah, he was
putting,
such a nice
putting
guy.
Google eyes on everything.
Oh, everything. No Google eyes.
No Google. I love it when she puts it right there on the forehead.
That's
Oh,
good.
dude,
That's
no,
really good.
that's
I'm
the
like,
tipping
oh,
point.
It is
Uh-huh.
on.
Yeah, she accepts the Google eyes.
That's
at that
right.
Point.
Yeah.
No, man, when she shoots him out, and they land on
Oh, yeah,
Grandpa's
when she-
clothes.
Grandpa's
Yeah,
clothes,
it's-
closed eyes, yeah. Yeah.
Which, by the way, the Grandpa's mech suit that he gets from his chair.
Yeah.
and it's
Boy.
made out of like 80s printer hardware.
Yeah,
it's
like
like
a coffee machine.
fucking
and
so
like,
good. It's so good.
Yeah,
Man.
man. That's
Yeah.
it's just so
Like-
much happens.
Yeah.
Go get him, Scott.
No. I was just saying. I mean, it's like by the end of the movie, you got this huge fight scene leading up to the black hole bagel,
Yeah.
and there's a very touching scene where Joy's like in the bagel,
Mhm.
and Evelyn's got a hold of her, is trying to pull her back, can't do it, but then Dad comes up behind her, grabs her, and then
Right.
Dad comes
Robot
up,
grandpa.
grabs
Grabs
Grandpa,
him.
and it's this whole family like trying to make
And at
sure
the
that
same
Joy
time, she's
doesn't.
having a discussion with Evelyn in another
Right,
verse.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's just, it's, I don't know. By the end of it, it's very heartwarming.
Right, because
know?
like the
Yeah.
one thing that Evelyn ended up learning throughout all of these experiences is that maybe there's not really a meaning to shit,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? Maybe all that really matters is now, you
Yeah.
know, and that's the whole premise. Is like, she was never present,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, never. She's always preoccupied with some other shit, and at the end of the day, that renders your life meaningless. You know, if you're never here with the people that you love and you care about, then what's the point?
Right.
You know, and
it's
so
just
that
like
was
life. Maybe just a series of inconsequential moments, but that's what make those moments so special.
so
kind of thing,
consequential.
you know?
Exactly. And so by the end of it, Evelyn got to the point where she's not going to do what Jobu Tabaki's doing. Instead, she's going to go to different verses and make these people happy. Like, how do you, instead of, aiming to fight against, how do you fight for?
Yeah.
You know? And so you can save people in that way. And so she
With
really,
pinkies.
yes.
God damn that buff pinky.
Dude, that
buff
buff-ass
ass pinky, bro.
That
Oh,
motherfucker.
it had a bicep.
It had fucking Popeye arms, man. Like, Jesus. That pinky ate some spinach.
It was already awesome with her doing
I think
pinky
the
up.
pinky Yeah,
But then when she fucking flexed
Like
it,
that,
you're
dude,
like,
like, oh my
and then
God.
she like fucking fought with him. Like,
Yeah.
it was fucking amazing.
Uh-huh.
That reminded me of One Punch Man.
Yeah,
when it turned
absolutely,
into
yes,
that,
absolutely.
It's like,
Yep. Yep.
over.
yeah.
Jesus. And so, so she lets Jobu Tabaki go. The scene happens where she's getting sucked into the bagel, but she's saved by the power of love and the power of her family.
Yeah.
And
Her and her and Joy actually talk at some point. Actually talk all their issues.
right,
out.
because
Yeah,
even
they have a
even
come
earlier
to-
on,
I like it,
earlier on, you saw that that she wanted to talk to Joy and actually tell
Right.
her how she was feeling, but she didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So instead, she was like, "You're getting fat."
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
came out, and just kind of it just destroys Joy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And but by the end of the movie, she learns to push through it and
She
actually
still told her
communicate.
she's getting fat, though.
She did.
She told her again, she's like, you are still getting fat.
Right.
Okay. And you get a
Well, but
tattoo.
then what
You
it
know
said
I
at
don't
the
like
end
a
of the
tattoo.
movie,
No, I
she
don't like
tells Becky,
tattoos.
she's like, Becky, you need to grow your hair out.
I liked it with that whole scene, how like in this moment where Evelyn is kind of collapsing in the real world.
Her clay pot is breaking.
Right, when her clay pot is breaking and she breaks the window and all this stuff is happening, and then she forcibly introduces Becky to Grandpa, and the two of them are standing there, and Joy still storms off. I love the scene after that where Grandpa's standing there, he's like, girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Okay, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like it didn't even take him that long to
Right.
accept it,
It's like,
and
you
that
know,
probably would have happened the whole
The whole
fucking time.
but and
everybody was built
that
up
is
about
everything about life. Look, 90% of the things that we worry about never
Yeah.
come to pass.
They don't even.
You know what I'm
have-
saying?
yeah.
They never fucking happen. But we stress about them. We
Yeah.
worry ourselves. We make
Right.
ourselves sick over it.
Hey man,
Yeah.
remember, do not bleed
Well-
before you are cut.
Absolutely, bro.
Well, it's one of
Absolutely,
those
dude.
things that,
God.
again, like you were saying, we constantly worry about like all the bad stuff that
Yeah.
could happen,
Yeah.
but we fail to remember that hey, good stuff happens
Good
as well.
stuff happens
Exactly.
too,
You
and you
know?
also just
Right.
have to like accept that things happen.
Sometimes you gotta,
You
sometimes
have
you gotta
to-
take that risk, man. It's like,
Right.
okay, well, okay, I could pass, I could fail, but you'll never know if you don't try.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest crime of all, is not attempting. You
Yeah,
know?
and in this movie, it's very much a fight against nihilism.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
It
pretty
is.
much what it is.
Oh
but
yeah, because she accepts it. For a while, she's
Right.
like, Job was right. Like,
Yeah.
she's right there on board.
Nothing does matter.
Yeah,
Yep.
You
Uh-huh.
know,
And you're right.
But
Nothing
but
matters.
then it seems to be like a redemption at the
Yeah.
end, which I mean, like I've had this conversation with a couple people, and I don't really know what the proper term for it is, but it's something along the lines of like joyous nihilism.
Mm.
So it's like, yeah, nothing matters.
But-
Whatever.
well,
Great.
that's
That
okay.
means
That's the
that I
thing.
can
That's
make
okay.
things
well,
that do
if,
matter.
well, if nothing matters, then everything matters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Just that's
Yeah.
just how it fucking.
You mean
works.
everything everywhere all at
Right,
once
all at
matters?
once.
yeah.
Everything-
Even rocks.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Just
Rocks with
be-
Google
Uh-huh. And I
eyes.
love how they were in the middle of a fight.
Dude,
Yeah.
They're in
I
the middle
love
of a fight, then all of a sudden rocks.
They're just
Rocks.
rocks.
They're just rocks.
Uh-huh.
And it's Joy and Evelyn, and at first they're having this big existential, talk
Conversation
about
all
like,
through
oh
text.
yeah, I like
In
this
text,
world.
yeah.
You don't have
Uh-huh.
to worry about anything. You just sit here
Just
and
be
you
a
be a
rock.
rock. Just
Yeah,
be
just
a
be a
rock.
rock.
And I love it when
Just
she
be a
finally
rock, man.
when Evelyn's rock gets a Google eyes, and she starts like, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
well,
starts
by that
chasing
point,
Joy Rock.
Evelyn's gotten full control of her powers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
like
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
manipulate everything in all of these universes, and she gets those Google eyes and turns around, and she starts chasing her, and it's so funny.
He's like, you come here, and those
Like,
rocks.
Joy,
Hey,
Joy-
you
Joy
come here
slowly
now, you
tries to
come
inch
here.
away. Next thing you know, she's chasing her. It's
Yeah.
like, why is that so good?
Uh,
Why is it so good?
it's
I mean,
heartwarming,
it's-
man.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah,
it's
and then
very
there's
touching.
and then there's like the undertone for the film of the idea. I mean, to me, I felt like it was addressing suicide, and the people
yeah.
who don't talk about it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? The people
Oh,
that
yeah.
never get the shit that they need to say off of their chest,
Right, because
and then
nobody
just,
wants to hear it.
just
Everybody wants to.
and they
'cause
make
it
the
sucks
final decision instead
that a lot of
yeah.
people will just try to take and take and take from people, because generally those
Yeah.
people who do end up following through
Mhm.
are usually people are always like, oh, they were so happy, they were
Yeah.
so nice, they were so outgoing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, let me tell you what depression actually looks like.
Mhm.
Depression actually looks like that person who is very, very kind and who
Mhm.
does go above and beyond,
Yeah.
because they don't want people to feel the way that they feel.
Right.
And so
don't-
they
well,
know
and-
how to.
Yeah, and they don't want to. A lot of times, it's it's they don't want. Obviously, they don't want other people to know that they're hurting the
But
way
they don't
that
want to
are.
burden,
and
them,
they don't want
right?
to burden
Right.
other people.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if they do
Yeah.
start talking, I'm telling you, most people love to talk about themselves.
Mhm.
But if you start talking about other things outside of that, they get bored real quick. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so
Yeah.
it becomes very, very interesting. Like, sometimes you want to express these
It
things.
can be hard to
and
find
these
an ear
ideas,
when you need
and,
to sometimes.
and you might get somebody who's looking at you while you're speaking,
But
but their response might probably be something about themselves. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought we were talking about me for a second there, but
Yeah.
apparently we're talking about you, so let's just keep talking about you.
Mm.
And so that person just feels more isolated and more alone.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
quiet can be very, very loud
Yeah.
when you feel that way.
It can
you
be
know?
it
can be deafening.
Sitting. The worst thing is sitting with yourself.
Yeah.
Mm,
A
Mhm.
lot of it.
Mhm.
You know?
it can be hard to find purpose.
Because a lot of the
It can
time,
be
a
hard
lot
to
of the,
find
I mean,
joy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah, this movie tackles a lot of topics, man.
It does.
And I
It
think that
does.
it's
I
a
think
very
powerful.
important
Yeah, and I think they do a
film.
really
Right.
good job with all.
But there's
Mhm.
enough of a candy coating that I feel like anybody
You can
could
also
enjoy it.
just watch the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and still have a good time even if you don't take any of the philosophical side away from it.
Right.
You don't give a fuck about that.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
a bunch of good kung fu.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of wacky ass jokes.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of really cool special
There's a
effects.
fucking
You know
raccoon
what I
on
mean?
a chef's
There's a
head.
raccoon.
that
There's
dude
a
got
raccoon
being taken
raccoon.
by animal control.
Dude, and she, what is it? She jumps on him and tries to chase down the
Because
raccoon.
she was controlling his body by his
yeah,
hair.
by his hair.
And
like
that's how you do it
Ratatouille.
in the
Yeah.
Ratatouille
Yeah,
universe,
exactly.
right?
But he can't keep up, so she picks him up
Raccoon
and
Cooey.
she starts like being controlled by him.
Uh-huh.
My God.
Yeah.
They gotta go. They gotta go
slings
save
him.
save that raccoon,
Yeah,
man.
dude. It's like
Yeah.
that's everything in his life. Without
Yeah.
that raccoon, he's gonna be broken. That dude's gonna die.
That's right.
You
They
know?
should have made him a tanuki with big old balls. sitting
Oh,
on his
no.
head.
Oh, my
By the
God.
way, we didn't talk about the butt plug fight scene.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
at one point when,
incredible.
but like in the situation basically where Joy is convincing her mom about the inevitability of everything being shit, basically, and showing her the bagel. During that time, there's also this large fight scene going on where pretty much everyone is jumping to their most powerful version of themselves,
Right.
and they're all trying to
all
attack
doing
Evelyn.
weird shit.
Right.
They're
They're all trying to stop Evelyn.
Yeah, they're all
I guess. and
Jabaki or Tabaki's followers.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought
yeah.
that was the organization that was trying to stop.
Oh yeah, no.
Like
I
them.
think he's right about that.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought they were all
Because
Because-
it's
they all
both
have that-
organizations
Right.
fighting her, fighting each other.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So it's
okay.
like all
Yeah,
at once.
it's everybody,
happening.
yeah,
yeah, everything,
right.
everywhere,
Right.
all
All
at
at
once.
once.
All at once.
Right.
It's in the title.
Yeah, I know.
But they always have to do something weird
They have
in
to do
order
something
to verse
weird.
jump.
Yeah.
But it's that same weird thing, and everyone realizes it at the same time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're looking at the butt plug on the thing, and
Yeah, on the
so
trophy.
so Evelyn's trying to stop him from putting it in his butt,
Yeah.
and he's trying
Well,
to grab it to put the thing in his
yeah.
butt. So they're fighting over this,
And next
they
thing you know,
move it up.
everybody's trying to-
And then this one dude without pants
of
dive
nowhere.
bombs over the thing with his fucking legs in the air, aiming his ass right at it. And you're like, yeah. That's actually funny enough. That's probably the thing that didn't make any fucking sense.
Shit.
Is that I was like, why'd they blur him?
Because man, that's just what you do, Asian cinema. Yeah, you blur. You
We're
blur. you blur
in the
dick.
United States. I
Yeah,
want to
but
see
still.
Dangle. God damn it.
But you saw the butt plug dangling.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Right.
I wanted him
'Cause
to
he
just
was
be
kinda
ruthless with
dangling
it.
out of his
Nah, be
butt.
ruthless
The
with
whole
it.
No,
fucking
dude, absolutely
Show the
not.
twigs and
We're
berries.
going for it. Why would you? Well, that's very odd to say, sir.
I'm just
but that,
saying.
that would also change
you
the
know?
rating. That would change the rating of the movie.
It's already R.
Yeah, yeah.
What are they gonna change it
push
to?
R. They push.
I mean,
You start
Joy-
showing dick
yeah,
and balls, man.
I'm about to
things-
say, Joy
Yeah, all
did
of a sudden
fight with
you're
dildos.
NC-17.
telling you.
She did. That was
She beat
great
the
too, and they
fuck
kept
out of that
growing.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't believe that. I mean, they showed dick and balls on Spartacus every 5 minutes. Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah.
That was a show.
Yeah, it's
That was a
nonstop.
show.
I think they could have
Yeah.
gotten.
They could have
I
had a
think they
dangling.
could have
They just
gotten
not
away with it.
important,
I'm just
But-
saying that's the weirdest thing to me about the movie is
I-
why did they blur that?
What? But why?
I-
Why does that
I
matter?
noticed-
Equal
it?
opportunity crotch
I
shots. That's all
knew-
I'm saying.
They didn't have any snooze.
No.
No snooze.
Why does this movie have to
Look,
be
the
about
soul
that?
is willing, but
Because
They
it-
made it
body
about
is-
that with
If-
blurring it.
well, no,
I wouldn't have even
no,
thought
I
about
don't-
it if it.
No, that's because you're a pervert. Look, I think that if they had done that,
I don't like censorship
then
in my
the-
films.
The
That's what it
conversation
is.
would be a very different conversation.
They-
You know
they-
what I'm
they
saying?
were-
Like
they were putting
that's the only
big
thing
old-
that
I don't know,
people
I
will
think
be
it- I
talking
think-
about.
trophies.
That would over. I'm sure they probably thought about
I
it.
think.
I'm sure they had that conversation,
I
but it
think
would
them
change.
blurring it out fits with all the other ridiculousness that was
Yeah.
happening. It did not take me
I
out of the
never
movie at
sat
all.
there and
Yeah.
thought to myself that I wish they didn't blur that out.
I immediately was like, why'd they blur that? That's stupid. That was my first fucking thought.
Wow. I was thinking about the butt plug hanging out of his ass and
Yeah,
just fighting
for
with it
real.
in there.
Yeah,
I
they
was
blurred
like,
part of that. That's actually part of the reason I didn't like it, is they stayed blurred the whole time. I was like, why did they blur
I think we
this?
need to have some conversations off the stream, baby. We gotta have some
I
talks.
don't like censorship.
That's right.
Okay. And if they were gonna do it in the Asian style, it should have been the couple of lines over the end of his dick, because
Well,
that's
no,
all that they blurred.
No,
anyway.
no,
That's-
no. That's in printed media.
It's in manga. I know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
printed
I know.
media. No, they blurred just fine. All right. Not
They
saying
used
that I've
a
done
really
research.
a
or
really
anything,
low
but,
pixel count too,
oh,
where
yeah.
you can't even
Uh-huh.
like kind of get some.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't
No
know. I think it made it funny.
Straight up, look at that.
Yeah.
Lintar will be the first in line for the director's cut.
There
Straight
you go.
up.
Remove the blur.
Right.
Look,
Uh-huh.
look,
We
look,
need the dangle.
We're
look,
gonna
man.
start that petition.
Yeah,
Okay.
just wait for the Blu-ray.
Yeah,
Just wait for the Blu-ray.
that's right.
Dude, so that's the worst part of the movie to you?
I wouldn't say it's the worst. It just didn't make any sense.
What's the worst part of the
That's
movie?
where he drew the line.
It's the worst part of the movie. I don't know. You put me on the spot here.
I mean, yeah.
Like I said, I just saw
If we
this
can just
movie.
stop talking about this dude's junk, that'd be great. I'm just trying.
See, everybody's trying to censor the jig.
You know, hey, it's not
No, but-
censorship. Your idea's out there. That's good. More power to you. We just don't have to dedicate more time to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know how many of y'all want to hear about dudes unblurred junk. I think it's you.
no,
No, he's talking about you.
everybody wants a director's
Everyone's
cut of this
talking
film.
Everybody wants the
You.
Blu-ray.
That's right. Give me the 4 hour.
I see Lintar. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what I see. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's
Yeah.
let's break it down. Wait. What
What-
else? What have we not? Because I mean, honestly, there's just so much. It's so easy to miss things. talking about this movie.
I mean, everything else is kind of the
feel
kind of
like
stuff
we-
that you
I
should
think I think it just,
see.
I think,
Yeah.
I'm about to say, I think we've touched on all the big stuff. The
Yeah,
rest of
I
it
think
is
I
just
think at the
kinda-
end of the day, the point is just go watch this.
just
fucking
go watch
film,
this
right?
fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely worth it.
All right.
Um,
So then I guess how it look.
looks good.
Looks great.
Looks real good.
Looks-
I didn't
I
love
love
our
the-
theater experience, but and I also think that
Eh.
it's weird that the movie constantly changes between 16:9 and anamorphic. But
Wait, what was wrong with the theater?
but line noise.
There was a lot of line noise.
You know that they'll give you free tickets for that, right?
sh-
Yeah. All you have
Right.
to do is go and talk to the managers and be like, "Hey, there was line noise," and they'll be like, "Here's some free passes."
Eh.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Why not just get some free
I
passes
mean,
for a movie?
So I can go watch another movie with line noise.
Well, maybe or maybe not. You know, hopefully they'll fix that, and if they do, then get another pass.
I don't know, man.
I'm
I
serious,
don't
they
complain.
give-
I don't complain
dude,
anywhere.
Look,
You know?
look. I agree in most regards about that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to an experience like that, especially for the price point that you have to pay to go see a movie these days,
Yeah.
fuck that. You know, because
Yeah.
firstly, they're not going to fix it if they don't know about it. That's the way I view things. Even in my restaurant, if there's something wrong, I want to know about it so we
Yeah.
can fix it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
guess
So
I
think
see.
about
I see
things
what
that
you're
way.
saying, but you're talking about your restaurant. If I
Right.
walk into a McDonald's and it's fucked up,
Well,
I'm
I
gonna go,
expect
"It's a
that.
McDonald's."
Right. I
That's-
expect that.
That's my entire
From a
point.
movie theater, I
Yeah.
don't think that they view what they're doing that way. Some of them might,
Yeah.
you know, like in, there's not even anybody in the projectors booth anymore.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? They start that shit. and
That
go.
shit's digital.
It's digital.
Yeah.
It just goes. But you know, I don't think. I think there are different types. Of, there's complaining, and then there's just informing, right? I think
Yeah.
that if you're just being like, hey. There's line noise in there. You might want to get that fixed. They're still gonna give you passes.
Yeah, I
Now,
would
if you're
never
just like
even
being a
think to
bitch
say
about
something
that,
about
like,
that.
dude, I don't know. I guess it's because my first job was in a movie theater,
Yeah.
and so I think about things a little bit differently. I guess. But I would have taken those passes. Real talk.
yeah.
Real talk. I mean, and not just trying to get something for nothing, but if there's a problem with your movie going experience, it costs them nothing to give you.
I see what you're saying. I
And they'll
guess
do
I've
it.
had more movie going experiences where there was a problem than
Mhm.
not. So
Mhm.
for me, that is like what I expect is
Yeah.
there to be
Yeah.
an issue.
I remember the first time I
So-
saw Django Unchained.
Yeah.
There was a point where the screen would
Django.
flash, like it would
Oh,
got kind of cut out for a second, then came
Yeah.
back. You know,
Yeah.
and somebody told the manager, and he gave everybody that was in there free passes.
wow.
Yeah, just like that. You know, weird shit. Anyway,
Cool. Get your free
I
pass.
think
I
mean,
think it looked great.
yeah, it
Yeah.
looks really,
I
really
love
good.
the I love the fractured mirror effect that
Yes,
they had
That's good.
was
going
really
on
good.
throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really like that.
super solid. I mean, really, the art direction as a whole,
Absolutely.
was great.
Editing
The
is
the
fucking phenomenal.
the everything
Mhm.
bagel, man.
everything
Really.
bagel.
That
Yeah.
bagel looked dope. Like, it
Yeah.
looks so good. Like I would love a screensaver
Oh,
of
the
that
bagel.
Just the bagel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be super sick.
Totally.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It's just a win. How it sound?
It sounded great,
Yeah.
Except for line noise.
except for line noise.
Damn, that sucks. That's so counter. And I guess part of it is
I don't know.
also-
It didn't bother me that
Oh,
much.
it made
I
me
mean,
Well,
I
I'm
know
sure
it
you-
bothered.
I'm
I
sure
knew
you
it
wanted to
Oh
kill
bothered
my
yourself.
god! As soon
As
as I
soon-
walked in that theater, I was like,
As soon as I heard it, I was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, Phil's gonna hate
"Oh,
this."
I was angry."
You
I
know,
was
especially
real angry.
because I didn't have any of that problem. I was in like a newer, more
Yeah.
modern movie
Mhm.
theater, and
Yeah.
so the audio's top notch.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. You
Yeah.
know, and so
Those punches
I heard for
sound
you.
meaty.
and I'm sure that I'm sure
That's
I can imagine how you were feeling
Yeah.
in there, bro.
Boiler.
I'm surprised you sat through it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I'm like for real. That's crazy.
Yeah. Those punches and kicks sound really weighty and
They
meaty,
do.
and they slap.
Yeah,
Literally.
and when dude finally got that butt plug,
Oh, dude.
that sound, bro.
There's one part in the movie that I particularly enjoyed the way that they set up the audio where she's in, I don't remember which scene it is, but it's where she's in, two places at once,
Mhm.
but she has the Bluetooth in,
Uh-huh.
and so you're focused on what's happening. I really think it's like right there at the beginning with the IRS,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, I think
where
yeah.
where they're focused on this, and that's where the main focus of sound is, and then they start talking to her in her headphone, and you just hear it off on the side
Yeah,
as though
Yes.
you
off the
kind of are
side.
wearing the
Mhm.
Bluetooth and you have it in your like.
Right, 'cause you
I
can
love
still
that
hear
shit.
what's going on in the
Yeah,
room, but you
but it
also
sounded
hear,
like this separate sound on top of it,
Uh-huh.
as though you're wearing one.
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. That's
yeah,
slick
that's
shit
a
right
smart decision. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, they did it. They did that shit really well.
all right, this question: How at people?
Amazing.
Top notch. Fucking top notch.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Just nonstop.
So happy with this
Nonstop.
entire
Mhm.
cast.
And so
I
we
can't
got
believe that
Michelle
short
Yeoh,
round. I
we
can't
got,
believe
Yeah,
that
dude.
fucking short
Kihi
round.
Kwan, we got Stephanie Sue, we got Jamie Lee Curtis,
Mm-hmm.
we got James Hong, Jenny Slate, Harry Shum Jr.,
Yeah,
Andy
Jenny
Lee.
Slate.
Yeah, man, Brian Lee, Sunita Mani. I mean, it just keeps hitting, you know.
Tens out of tens out of
And
tens.
each one of these actors is like 3 different characters.
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
like it hit people hard. It hit people hard.
Dude, when Jenny Slate had her dog and she was fucking
Oh
slinging
my
that-
God!
I
She's like,
can't
oh,
believe I
sorry.
forgot.
Drops it down.
Yeah,
Yes,
dude.
yes. Oh
Slinging
my
it down,
God.
kicking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's so many memorable moments in
Absolutely,
this movie. It's
yeah.
like it's fucking crazy. But she was kicking ass with her dogs. You know.
She
She was
cuts
kicking
it
that
because
dog's
she goes
ass.
over, becomes the chef for a second, then comes back and then slices it, and her dog
Yeah.
just goes flying into the fucking distance. Yeah, that's
wonder-
real
I wonder if
good.
we're gonna hear
Goddamn
from PETA
genius.
about
Yeah.
that shit, dude.
Goddamn genius.
You know, they're like, fuck PETA. We
Oh,
don't
man.
care.
Yeah, no, for real, fuck PETA. They're an awful organization.
Yes, they are. How it feel?
It feels a lot more satisfying than I was expecting it to. I wasn't expecting an ending that was that like you were saying earlier, heartwarming.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like when it gets
Yeah.
to the end of it, you're like, ah, hey, yeah,
Intensely enjoyable throughout, and makes you want to go, oh, by the
yeah,
end.
uh-huh.
I think it also just, while hitting you in the feels,
Mhm.
really makes you think about relationships.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, easily.
Yeah, man, and just like your place within relationships,
Mhm.
like how you can affect a relationship. You know, the decisions
Yeah.
that you make, not blaming it on other people or whatever the fuck. The decisions that you make, how they can affect your friendships and the interactions that you have with your
familiar-
loved ones.
yeah.
You know, like, yeah. And so I feel like it's like there are messages here that a lot of people kind of need to hear right now,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I fear that a lot of people will not get them.
Mm-mm. They'll just be like hot dog fingers.
Right. Because even then, like Jamie Lee Curtis comes and tries to like patch things up with her and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're like
Playing
forgiveness.
piano with her feet.
There's a big a message of forgiveness, not only
Yes.
of others but of oneself.
Of
Yeah.
yourself, and
Yes.
that's probably the biggest takeaway from
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Absolutely. How it do?
Oh, it did great.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
I don't think this movie drags really. There's like maybe a
On-
couple of little things that I was like, but overall,
Mm.
good pacing. You know what I mean? They change up the scenery enough. I like it how everything feels distinct from place to place. So
Yes.
you know
You
where
always
you
know where you
are.
are.
Yeah, that's really.
Which could have gotten lost in the shuffle.
It could have, but it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't at all. You
Yeah.
understand
Well,
precisely
yeah, people
which
that
world
knew-
you're in
yeah,
when they show
exactly.
you the things.
This is a
Yeah.
very good crew that they got together to make this movie.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah, you can tell it's a labor of love.
Absolutely.
You know, they actually cared very, very much about the integrity of this film, and I think the timing for it is impeccable too. Because I wonder what would have happened had they released this after Multiverse of Madness. You know, I feel like everybody would be like, "Oh, it's a Me Too movie," like whatever. You know, like it could easily have
yeah.
gotten like lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
But with this
yeah.
timing, it's like, okay, well, this is gonna kind of whet your palate for Multiverse of Madness, and I'm kind of nervous that Multiverse of Madness may not be able to live up to this.
To the, yeah.
Oh,
well,
okay. See, I guess I'm just thinking of it as they're going to be very different in the way that they,
They are
approach
g-
the
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Multiverse,
yeah,
you
that
know?
too, that
Yeah.
too.
Have
Totally.
you seen the What Ifs yet?
No. I should.
They
I
lead
think-
up to
I
Multiverse
forget.
of Madness real well.
Really?
Yes, they do.
Wait, are they animated or
Yeah.
are they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that's what I
like
thought.
CG.
Right. How
but-
many episodes are there?
6?
Yeah, 6, 8. It's not a bunch.
It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
You
but it's
can
on
blow
Disney
through it
Plus.
in an
Yeah.
afternoon. Yes.
But they totally introduced the evil Doctor Strange that we have been seeing in the trailers.
Right, okay.
In the What Ifs.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. That's what's up.
Oh.
I always loved the What If comics.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Mhm.
those are my favorites.
What if
for sure.
Galactus was a regular dude?
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah. What if Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires?
Yeah.
Nice.
Boy. What? You know, you got Storm Vampire. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, less than 10. There's not a bunch of them.
You know.
But yeah, this
So-
movie really good. We've been saying it all throughout this. Go see it.
Yeah,
Just
it's go watch.
absolutely
Fucking good.
fucking worth
Yeah.
it.
There's
You
something
know?
for everyone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Even butt plugs.
Even butt plugs.
There's some dog kicking.
But not if you want to dangle one.
She
There's
had
some
those
raccoon
big ass
cooties.
dildos that she was fighting
sure.
with.
Yeah, dude.
God damn. See, they didn't blur them big righteous dicks right there. That's
No,
all I'm
they
saying.
weren't real.
So that
I can't.
I
believe
don't
that this is really-
understand.
this is where we're getting
Hello,
hung up.
everybody. Hello, welcome to the Dick Cast.
Right.
I'm just saying, don't censor my movies.
That's-
Don't censor my movies.
Anyway, is there anything else that we
Alright.
need to say about this other than I want to see a full-on what is it, Rakanui?
Raku-
Rakanui
I would totally
film,
watch
please.
that. I would totally watch a full like making of documentary.
Oh,
about
yeah,
this movie,
absolutely.
You know,
Mhm.
so
Yeah,
and I think that
absolutely.
they approach the whole multiverse theory in a very easily digestible manner. So
Yes.
for somebody
Yeah.
who can't
Mhm.
quite grasp what that actually means, because I mean, you know, like I said, it's one of those concepts that I think about all the time. You know, I'm to the point that it's like anything that I can even think of. If I'm driving in traffic, I'm like, okay, there's a universe where I swerve, get hit, killed, 86, right?
Mhm.
You know, and
Mhm.
so, and then maybe even past diversion, maybe even you shift from one to the other. If tragedy ensues on one side, maybe you shift to another, and then you proceed to exist. Who knows? You know? Oh, dude. Well, that's the thing about theories, right? Yeah, and so just dumb things to think about. But for some people, you know, I watched some reviews and read some reviews. Some people are just like, "What the fuck? This is convoluted. It didn't make sense to me." And I'm just
Right.
like, "That's
God.
really interesting."
Dude, that's like people that watched
because-
fucking what's it Inception, and they were like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's so complicated. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense." I'm like, the
Yeah.
fuck was they told you what was going on the whole time?
But I also think Inception's easier to understand if you're the type of person who remembers your dreams. Some people don't
Okay.
remember dreams, man. You
Yeah.
know, that's odd to
Mhm.
me. Like as
Yeah.
a person who lucid dreams, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like
Mhm.
it's odd to me that people don't remember their dreams. And I'm like, dude, you're missing out. Firstly, you
Mhm.
know, there's like a lot of horror and a lot of great things in
Mhm.
there that your brain will conjure. But understanding dream logic made Inception just matter so much more to me.
Yeah, I mean,
because
it
I'm like,
just-
that's a hard thing to film.
right.
You know, it's a hard thing just to recreate in your mind, like what
Mhm.
the fuck just happened and why it happened, and you start explaining it out loud, and it's like, God, that makes no sense at all.
Nope.
You know,
Mm-mm.
and so, but that's the truth, man. So even if you are one of those people who doesn't really, you know, think on that level, I think you'll still find enjoyment watching the film. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
a very fun,
Absolutely.
film,
Absolutely.
you know,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, even just for the comedy aspect. That's the
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah,
part.
Yeah, because
absolutely.
when it's funny, it is funny. It
Yeah.
is genuinely funny.
Funny
Laugh out
as
loud
shit.
funny.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of very many movies that can do all of that at once.
And keep one-upping itself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because it hits you on the emotional level. It hits you on the action level.
Yes.
You know, we've got a strong sci-fi element. We have this convoluted plot. You know, this thing that's trying to move in so many directions at once. Really.
Right.
You know, but every piece of it feels like it's on a level quality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everything is done well.
Yes.
All the
Everywhere.
time.
All the time.
All
Well,
right. Well, let's stop beating this horse. Tandy, what do we want to ask Tandy?
Fuck Tandy.
fuck Tandy.
Fuck Tandy.
Mhm.
Oh God, that's
You
a
just
great.
sit there and be a box.
Yeah.
Good job.
Look what you've reduced yourself to, Tandy.
A box.
We had such high
Tandy's
hopes
in a
for you.
box.
I'm
Thank
the
you guys so
Tandy
much
in the box.
For being in the chat, for the follows, for all of the
Thanks for-
support that we've gotten from you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for hanging
Thank
out with
you
us.
so much, and yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and anywhere else you want to.
And if you haven't already, hit that follow and hit that bell, so
and
you
make
know
sure you
when
hit the bell
we
when we do it. We do this
go
every
live.
Saturday.
Mhm.
Usually a lot earlier than this, but you know,
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we're still here for you.
Check us out later. We haven't really decided if we're gonna do late cast on this channel.
we will be
Trey-
playing some Melty.
We
whether
definitely
it's
have
on
to play some
his
Melty
or
Blood.
our channel.
Yes, Melty Blood's happening tonight.
Yeah.
Scoop,
Mm.
are you
Mhm.
playing?
Yeah,
We're gonna play a
Thank
little
you.
bit.
yeah.
I was about to say, oh my God, I was gonna be hurt.
It's just not gonna be as late as usual. That's
It's not
all.
gonna be
yeah.
as
Yeah,
late
that's
as
the
usual,
gameplay.
But
yeah.
please come back and check out these new Melty characters.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna throw some hands.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All I have is hands.
Oh, with
Just
hot dog
be a
fingers.
rock.
Oh, no,
Come
no,
on,
I'm not
guys.
making that.
Just be a rock.
Get it out of my mouth.
Oh,
As long as you're not salad fingers.
Good.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.